So no talking about the FBI or anything like that because I've started the stream.
Although Donald Trump,
You know they're on heightened alert right now. So
I'm so glad that they hit some files of 6560 Alta Vista Lane, Watauga, Texas.
cut it out, cut this part. Yeah, they said the chatter looks like it did on right before January 6th. So something's gonna happen soon, but the question is when. So just remember that President Zuma thing. I'm just saying, which I'm against, by the way. I am good, law-abiding, sitting at home.
and it happens.
Yes, I am not.
That doesn't remind me that I need to double check and clean my gun.
Although, if Trump is successful and becomes God Emperor, then we might change our minds. Be like, oh yeah, no, that was.
I didn't say either way if I was pleading it to prepare to defend because of the maggots or because I'm going to be one of them. And so it could go either way. Depends on who wins.
I love how we're actually like not talking about anything weird before the stream, and then it starts, and I'm like, FBI.
Said, don't talk about that now. Actually, a question on topic question. We did do a arrest, right?
We kind of we stopped in the middle of a conversation.
That's right.
So you could do it now if you want, though. So it's just recover your hit points to full and your spell slots to full. But no hit dice. I feel like you need to have a long rest to get hit dice back.
Yeah, no hit dice and no abilities that say they recover on a long rest.
Yeah, so that's still oppressive, but at least you can fight. You have hit points and spells, so you can fight. But then it's like, crap, I don't get. I know you're missing some things here and there.
Hit dice. I actually kind of like that because hit dice are like the long-term fatigue. It's like we can last out here for a week of just recovering our HP and spell slots, but eventually we're gonna run low on hit dice.
I have 8 hit dice.
I've got 4 of
I haven't been getting hit.
Yeah, so your turn to tank a little bit, but HP recover is fine.
Yeah. So it's like you can heal back to full hit points, but you have no short rest heals, whereas normally you could bring yourself up back to full health. So now you get in a battle and you take damage. You can't heal that back up unless you use magic or items, basically.
Yeah.
I recovered my spell slots, but just the warlock ones?
No, all of them.
Okay. Well, then I'm good. I have heals.
I'll emote it later, but Red Ruth is going to perform an elaborate and powerful ritual to restore all of
She does it only once a month?
Yeah, when the moon is full and red. Blood red.
Blood.
I can't wait to make my beer.
So all spell slots and your hit points to full. So that's she'll do a 1-hour magical healing ritual to do all that. She's gonna get some herbs out and brew some potions, and she's doing this for you guys because you're doing her a big favor. She doesn't often get adventurers that make it alive to her neck of the woods, so to speak, bone brambles. So, and you guys are going to, go and get her an appointment at the Infernal Rapture Spa, which she's really looking forward to. So she's not going to just give you free treasure and shit, but she'll do rituals and use up some of her stuff to heal you up like she would herself. So.
Oh, she's not going to give it. Well, that's just.
No, she sells potions and stuff. You can buy potions, but they all cost soul coins. So, if you're ever, I know that you guys have been kind of hoarding your soul coins a little bit. Because
what else are we going to do with them? We got to save them for our machines. I do not want to walk.
Well, they're fuel, but I mean, like, theoretically, I think the game, the book, I think, wants you to only carry a few at a time. That's why they kind of put those limits. And they're because there's a whole bunch of stuff to spend soul coins on. And I'm like, why would they spend their fuel on stuff? So, I mean, if you're not traveling around a ton, you should have excess soul coins and be encouraged to spend. But there haven't been any mechanics in the game that have really, caused that. So I'm working on that. And also there's stuff coming up that will make a little more sense. But for right now, why are we talking about soul coins?
I don't know. Something about plastic bags and Mega.
Because you can buy shit from Red Ruth with soul coins. So, she can do. I'll just tell you real quick, but then we're gonna go back.
Also, weren't expecting to have the Warlock have like 57 con.
You can buy potions, and you can also ask her to cast spells for you. But she's already talked about the story quest stuff, where if you give her different kinds of blood, she can divine locations of things. But in addition, if you just need her to cast some high spell that you can't, or that you know is too high for you or something like that, you can ask her, and she might be able to. But anyway, okay, so I'm gonna jump back. I'm gonna jump into roleplay as Red Ruth and see if we can just go from there and see how much of an actual game we can make it instead of abstraction explaining of what's about to happen. Okay, so Raxlor, do you remember the last thing that you asked Red Ruth? I remember it was something pertaining to your quest, but if you would, if you initiate, then I'll start responding.
Let me ask you out of character first,
Sure.
because it was the last thing on the list, and I asked it, and you were like, good, I'm glad you said that, and then we were like, let's cut there.
Okay.
I believe it was, does she know the location of the Garden of Eden?
Okay.
Is that right?
She does not, but she knows who would.
Okay, is that what I asked? Do you remember?
It was something about the Garden of Eden. But I don't remember what you asked or what I said, and then I realized that I needed to get my notes together because I wasn't sure what she knew specifically.
Yeah, it just seemed like when I asked that, you were like, yeah, and then I was like, that sounds like a long explanation. We were also, I think Zach was going to ask about his story, but we were trying to finish up, and we were like, let's wait till next time so he knows what to ask. Or did we go ahead and wrap that up? I
think he kind of talked about his, but we can. Okay. You guys can ask again. It's okay if we repeat some stuff. I know what she knows, and you guys can talk about it and get more info on your quest. But
no, I have it. I wrote it down. He got a nat 20. We found out that Sablina is really Tasha.
Yep.
One of them's good, one of them's evil, and we know pretty much for sure now, or something like that.
Yeah, you know that she's quote unquote good, and that you want to help her, and that this other fairy that was telling you to destroy her must be bad, and is associated with the book. So the book might be bad, so maybe you just destroy it, but maybe that's difficult. Who knows?
So I say we're talking to Red Ruth, and we're like finishing up. We said we agreed to do her quest. She sent her little goblin things with us, and the prisoner guy.
She would like to read your palm, Raxlor.
Does she say that?
Yes. She says, you seem to be a creature of nature, but I sense something troubling your aura. Would you mind if I read your palm and told your fortune?
I say, it's funny you mentioned that, because actually I wanted to ask if you've ever heard this poem. Would you mind if I recite it to you, and before you do that?
Sure, go ahead.
He clears his throat and thinks for a moment, even though he doesn't need to think this because it's been on his mind the last several days. Every waking moment he's been thinking about this. He goes, leaf subsides to leaf. Eden sank to grief. Dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay. Ring any bells?
Found some of the ruins, have you?
Ruins? So you've heard of this place, this Eden?
Yes, well, all of Avernus was once a paradise, a honey trap for mortals, encouraging them to commit evil deeds. But the Garden of Eden, the legendary garden, lost now, but once was the grandest and most beautiful paradise of all of Avernus.
That was an actual place, or
it was?
Is that just a metaphor? And do you know where this place was? Would there be? You said ruins. I've seen some of the ruins, but there was nothing left. Do you know where the actual?
Well, the ruins that you saw were likely not of Eden itself, just of the paradise of long millennia ago. However, there are many legends, and down here sometimes legends and myths are all we have, that this garden did exist and maybe even does to this day, but in a corrupted form. I feel that this garden may be tied to your fortune. Can I read your palm before I continue?
Yes, go ahead. Do you want the one that's all cut up or the other one?
Ooh, the cut one, please.
He holds out his hand that I think I only cut my hand once. I don't remember how many times, but it's got like scabbed over wounds because I've been healed since then, but it's definitely still like raw.
She licks your hand unless you forcibly stop her.
No.
Okay.
That's part of it. I assume.
God, I have too many notes in this one little OneNote file. I just keep typing and typing and typing. Oh, okay, I found the section that says stay on track, so that's probably, I should probably go from these bullet points. So she licks your palm, and she, drags her, clawed, yucky finger across your palm, tracing the lines and scars. And in an elaborate way, spends a few minutes and reads your palm. And she emotes and tells your fortune. She says that she senses that there is some great change blossoming from within you, and that you're seeking to evolve in some way, and that you are drawn towards dragonkind. Are you not?
Rexlor's eyes shift around, looking at the creatures around him, feeling like all eyes are on him, and he says, well, certainly. The only evolution I wish to do is that of the path of a cleric and the destruction of the ones who have wronged me, and I will evolve to my fullest potential. I've, of course, envied the power of those dragon cultists we've come across in our journeys here, but I don't seek their power. That power is corrupting, is the ultimate corrupter, and I seek to strengthen myself through resolve and faith alone.
She says, well, perhaps you are in luck, because I believe that restoring the lost Garden of Eden would provide a way for you to seek this new path of which you seek. God, I didn't write any of this out, but I've got it bullet pointed.
How about you? If you want to paraphrase it, she is
gonna shift to paraphrasing. Yeah.
Raxlor is vaguely agreeing with her, but also reasserting that he doesn't want to. He's going to stay on the path of righteousness. And then she kind of like catches what he's saying, but says, "Oh well, basically whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever you think you're seeking or you're actually seeking, this is the way to do that." So to him, he thinks, does she mean it's the path to what he actually wants, or the path to what his mask is saying he wants? But she knows what he really wants because she just read his palm.
She says that you are wise to be cautious about jumping to support dragons, because some worship dragons and others seek to destroy them, especially forces of good. But you guessed correctly if you thought that Red Ruth is not really anti-dragon, but nor is she pro-dragon. She's pretty much neutral. She's evil.
You're like
so,
the Democrats.
That means that she sides with the side of the oppressor.
Yeah, Democrats. Yeah, by default she's evil, but she's not actively helping the evil. She's just kind of standing there and letting it happen. Yeah, like the Democrats.
But by standing at she.
The demons have a point. The forces of good have a point. Everyone has good points. So let's just compromise.
So
we only take over a little bit of the world.
So she does praise and caution you to be careful about telling people that you're seeking favor with dragons, but she certainly understands means to an end, and that there may be ways that you can gain the power you seek from dragonkind without full-throatedly supporting them and dooming your soul to hell, necessarily. So you can actually get Tiamat to change you to a paladin without necessarily turning evil or forfeiting your soul forever. You might still turn evil because the whole shield thing is going on.
That's a separate thing.
But yeah, so if you helped Tiamat be summoned into the material plane to destroy all life and rule for dragons eternal, that would be evil, an evil act, and now you would have no one to be friends with because everyone's dead, probably you too, and that's not necessarily what you want, right? But she says there's a way that you could gain so much favor with Tiamat without really doing anything to help release her, and that Ruth is sure that you could gain the power that you seek, and that the answer to that lies in Eden. If you're interested, but it will involve overcoming an ancient wrong and thwarting of one of the most powerful evils in the multiverse.
So he says to her, so it seems all paths lead to Eden.
Well, if you want to change classes, it does. It's a skippable side quest.
Raxlor says that too.
Oh, Ruth goes.
He has two paths. She gave him two paths. One, a path of righteousness to stay true to the forces of good,
sure,
and honor Tiamat. Not Tiamat. But wait, you never said Bahamut, did you? You said Tiamat.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you said. I must have missed a spot there. I thought you were saying Bahamut would, when I restore the Garden of Eden, Bahamut would, and I was like, Bahamut, and then I realized just now.
Did I?
My brain. No, you said Tiamat. I must, because you were talking about forces of good and stuff, so my brain was going to that.
Okay, well, when Raxlor says Bahamut instead of Tiamat, she shrugs and says, "Oh, right, I suppose there are good dragons too." Well, I mean, you could always ask Bahamut to become a paladin instead of Tiamat. I mean, yeah, I guess that's an option too. However, Bahamut doesn't tend to hang out in Avernus, so yeah. I mean, and also pretty much, for the most part, and she's telling you this, and in an accented way. I'm just summarizing that pretty much all the dragons you're gonna find down here are probably gonna be the evil chromatic dragons. But you never know. There could be a chromatic dragon. You know, dragons, both good and evil, are able to disguise themselves. So Ruth says, even I could be a dragon. And when she says that, one of her yellowed, scraggly teeth falls out of her mouth. And then there's like blood dripping behind it. And then she tongues the hole and then spits the blood into the corner. And then smiles.
Man, that reminds me of my childhood.
But she could be a gold dragon just pretending to be a nasty old hag. Seems less than likely because she's surrounded by all this evil stuff, but you never know.
Interestingly, you may not know this, and it might not be 100% true, but chromatic dragons can't disguise themselves. That's a good dragon thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean,
then
it's definitely possible.
Okay, well, never mind my mistake. Ruth doesn't make that mistake. She said that. So let me rephrase what she says. Thank you.
Or maybe she was lying, and Raxlor says,
"No,
I thought only." No, okay.
No. Actually, that's better. But I wasn't sure. I've been reading a lot about dragons. I didn't remember that, so I just said what I said. So let me rephrase. She says mostly what you'll find out here is evil dragons. However, since good dragons are known to shapeshift, there could be good dragons down here, but you wouldn't necessarily know. But anyone could be. It could be a dragon a good dragon pretending to be evil, or a neutral character. And then she says, "Even I could be a gold dragon," and then her tooth falls out, and all that happens. Okay. That still happens. That definitely happens. Yeah, because I want to be accurate because I'm going to try to keep secrets from you, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, that's what it depends on. I didn't know it doesn't. That's why I was just giving you the information, letting you decide what to do with it. So, if you wanted it to go with it and have Raxlor correct her and have that be part of the thing, or you would just need to correct you.
Nope, it is very convenient and accurate that you mentioned good dragons. So let's just proceed.
So he says, well, it seems like my destiny lies in Eden, regardless of where it is. Did you tell me who I might seek out that might have that information?
So she tells you that she knows the more common facts about the legend, so she can certainly give you some information about the garden in general. But in order to find its location and how to access it, that's going to be like some lost lore. And she says, but fortunately, she knows of a man named Phi Chen who supposedly knows of the location of Eden and how to access it. And pretty much anything else that you need to know that would be important about it. So you can seek him.
Okay, and did you say where can I find him?
Wandering Emporium.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you said that or if I was imagining it. But
I did not, but you know it's the Wandering Emporium. So she tells you, well, fortunately, although he is a wandering merchant, the last that I heard, he was at the Wandering Emporium. It's strange, though, because I also frequently hear of him being spotted in all sorts of other locations, including the material plane. But every time, as far as I know, like, he's always accessible at the Wandering Emporium. Like, I've also, I haven't been there in a while, but from the knowledge that I divine, he's pretty much always there. So
he's probably a clone or a projection or something. That makes sense. We've seen those before.
She says possibly. You'd have to ask him. There's definitely some funky stuff going on with that guy, but she says pretty much definitely you can find him at the Wandering Emporium.
Okay. Sounds good. Then thank you for that information. I shall seek him out, and after of course we make your appointment. That's our first goal. You've been so kind to us.
Yeah, so funny enough, that unicorn horn that your friend was showing me, that I was telling you guys she can use to free the fairy, that's actually from a unicorn that is trapped in Eden. And I think that if you're able to rescue that unicorn, that would help you to save the garden.
Quite interesting.
Yeah, the unicorn's name was Zalruban. He served as a mount for the Hell Rider Shalrel Prahl, a paladin, lieutenant of Zariel, who was on the famous Hell Ride.
Served for who? The mount for who?
Her name is Shalrel Prahl. She was a Hell Rider for Zariel.
Wow.
On the ride.
And her mount is here, trapped in Eden. That's incredible. And we have its horn, so it's magicless.
Oh, yes, even worse than that. After Zariel fell, Zalruban remained brave, but Shalrel succumbed to fear and fled. Her unicorn mount was distraught, but retreated with her rider into a lost and corrupted garden named Bloodroot Grove. Some say it was once called Eden back when Avernus was a paradise, and that it was the finest garden in the land. I said that earlier. Devils chased them into the garden, and when all hope was lost, the devils offered a deal. Not to Shalrel, but to Zalruban. If he agreed to remain forever trapped as a prisoner in the center of the garden, they would spare Shalrel's life. Zalruban agreed, and they severed his horn as a sign of oath. And she says...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Whoever holds this horn, do they hold the rights to his oath?
Yes, I see that you, Rexlor, are being called to the path of Shalrel the Paladin. If you return the horn to Zalruban, maybe you can find a way to break the deal and redeem the unicorn. Most likely, Shalrel is dead anyway, and if you can prove that to Zalruban and return his horn, it might be able to help you cancel the deal. If you can prove that the devils didn't fulfill their end of the bargain and return the contract token.
Which is the horn.
Yes.
Okay.
Which you have for some unknown reason. Which I do actually have written down now. I do actually have the reason of where Zach's horn came from.
Well, hopefully we don't need that horn.
Kind of like how Tolkien wrote about that magic ring, and then later on went back and decided, oh yeah, it's the One Ring of Sauron, and all this backstory, all his backstory.
Which evolved into 6 movies. 2 books.
And an HBO series.
That's the perfect.
Sorry.
Okay, well. No. That's the perfect. I didn't know where else to go with that. And an HBO series. We're just adding on. Oh well, that's certainly certainly really good information to have. I will keep that in mind and try not to lose this horn, unless it has a more important purpose, of course.
Well, you could also use it to free Zybilna. It's actually Zybilna, by the way.
Isn't Sibilna the evil one? Did we determine
No,
that?
she's Tasha.
Shit.
You can free Tasha with that horn somehow, whenever you get to Zack's side quest.
So we have one horn. It's Zalrabon's horn, and we can either use it to free Tasha. Well, I'm asking, and I'm kind of asking her.
It doesn't get used up. It's Zalrabon's horn, but the magic from it can be used to free Zybilna.
So we probably want to do Zybilna first, because otherwise Zalrabon will probably. I mean, he'd have to come with us.
From
His magic.
that, logically, you are correct. I'm not going to tell you what order to do anything.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Red Ruth says, you might be interested in knowing how helping some random unicorn trapped in a garden could possibly help you become a paladin.
I mean, I just kind of figured these things usually sort themselves out. But sure, I mean, if you have more information on that.
Well, yeah, you probably need it, because if you just went there and saved the unicorn, then you would miss the MacGuffin, which is a magical golden pomegranate at this tree in the center of the garden. This fruit contains great power. If you could obtain one of these, you would be able to potentially present it to Tiamat as an offering. But alone, it won't do any good. You see, I'm also interested in dragons, and I have a plan that might be able to help you. But, you know, you don't have to follow this plan at all. It's just an idea. You could certainly find another way to win Tiamat's favor. Remember when I said that maybe you could help her help free her without actually making any effort to free her? So all life on Earth is still safe, but she feels like you helped her out a whole lot?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Well, you see, not long ago, just several years, in fact, there was a cultist who came close to freeing Tiamat, but he failed when he was thwarted by adventurers. Just as she was being summoned to the material plane, the adventurers thwarted his plan and stopped him from summoning her to the material plane. And because he failed her upon his death, his soul was not accepted by Tiamat to become an Abishai devil. Instead, his soul was forsaken. Now he exists as a larva, and she picks up a larva out of her bowl.
Oh.
And she says, "This is a larva." She says, "Pathetic little things. They retain the face of their former body." And you see that they're like slugs, but they have like contorted human faces that are twisted in agony and like moaning like with a gurgle. She says, "They spawn in Hades from the souls of mortals who went unclaimed by any gods, devils, or demons, or even Kalimvar as a last resort. Yes, for a soul to become a larva, they must be quite wretched and utterly forsaken." And she plops the larva back into the bowl. She says, according to the stories, that Severin, this cultist, was forsaken by Tiamat after failing in his quest to free her. Born a Kalashite on the outskirts of Baldur's Gate, Severin fell into bad crowds and joined the cult of the dragon. He was also one of the most intelligent, influential, and obsessive they had seen. He rose quickly in the ranks, but ran afoul of leadership after he claimed they were misinterpreting a key prophecy. Severin was inspired by Tiamat to carefully reread the version of Chronicle of Years to Come by Magalus, specifically the translation by Samaster, which, after much study, Severin concluded he had mistranslated the prophecy. Samaster had written, "Naught will be left save shattered thrones with no rulers, but the dead dragon shall rule the world entire." Severin decided that the prophecy of Magalus should instead be translated as, "Naught will be left save shattered thrones with no rulers but the dead, period. Dragon shall rule the world entire." The significance was that the cult had previously focused their devotion on undead dragons and Draco liches, but this change meant that instead, the cult should worship living dragons. Samaster was considered infallible according to orthodox teachings in the cult, so they rejected this new translation as heresy and rejected Severin, telling him to fall in line. Severin left with conviction, in search of a living dragon to ally. He traveled to Mintarn, where he found the famous dragon Hundar. Severin somehow befriended Hundar, which impressed many cultists, and they started following him as their new leader. This act also impressed Tiamat, who gave Severin knowledge of 5 dragon masks, which, if combined, could free her from her prison using a powerful and ancient ritual known to the Red Wizards of Thay. He first amassed an incredible, massive hoard worthy of Tiamat and stored it in a floating fortress named Skyreach Castle, which he raised using a mythal from the Red Wizards.
Is this just spoilers for the Tiamat adventure?
It's things that happened in Forgotten Realms history.
Okay.
And no, it's spoilers for this mission because you found part of this hoard when you searched under Candlekeep, recovered by the Van Dampers when Skyreach fell and the treasure was scattered. Because, of course, the entire plot was foiled by a party of intrepid adventurers. After amassing the hoard, collecting all 5 dragon masks, and gaining knowledge and assistance from the Red Thayan wizards to complete the ritual, Tiamat was in fact summoned into Toril. But the adventurers stopped the ritual somehow, defeated Severin, and drove Tiamat back into Avernus, sealing the portal behind her. Severin was tried and convicted of his crimes and executed. And due to his failure, his soul went unclaimed by Tiamat, and so he was reborn as a larva in Hades. She says that even if you found his larva, which no, it's not one of these in her bowl. These are her own personal larva. But if you find the larva Severin, he won't be able to help you because although the face remains, his memories would be so faint he wouldn't be able to do anything. To locate the lost dragon masks, he must be restored to his Abishai form. So if you can recover a golden pomegranate from Eden and locate the larva of Severin and return both of these to Archon, that should gain you the necessary favor to change your path to Paladin under Tiamat.
Okay.
So there you go. And it makes sense and it tracks in the story. And although she doesn't know where the Severin larva could possibly be, she says that besides hags, that also liches and rakshasa are very fond of these larvae. So if you see any liches or rakshasa, keep an eye out for larvae.
Okay, and how do I know if I've found Severin?
Ask him.
So I just go around asking every larva if it's Severin and hope that it remembers its name?
It can tell you who it is, but it can't tell you any memories from its life. So you'll be able to magically confirm that it's the guy you're looking for, but without any extra identification or side quest or bringing it back to me because that seems like a lot of work. But yeah, and don't worry, it's none of these guys. I already asked. I know their stories. I mean, as much as you can with larvae. But the thing is, liches are pretty easy to find, not super safe to deal with, though. But Rakshasa, that could be quite difficult because, as you know, they're shapeshifters.
I'm sure I could find one around somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you're quite familiar with Rakshasa and have no questions about them.
Nope. I mean, yep and nope. You want me to make a knowledge check?
Do you?
Or is she trying to offer me knowledge?
You could ask her, or you could make a knowledge check.
I know about Rakshasa. What does Raxlor know about Rakshasa?
Okay, roll a whatever check you think is appropriate. Nature,
probably
religion.
Arcana.
Oh yeah, Arcana. Yeah, do Arcana. They're actually fiends, so whenever it's a fiend, I feel like religion should be acceptable. But yeah, let's do Arcana.
Oh yeah, true. I roll an 8.
You know that there's some kind of a fiend that can shapeshift, but you can't recall what their true form. And then she says, it's a pity that they're shapeshifters too, because their tiger form is so beautiful. Their natural humanoid tiger. They're an anthro. They're an anthropo tiger. They're a furry
Keep
tiger.
in mind, I know everything about Rakshasa, so only keep it to information that she would need to give Raxlor. I don't need to hear about Rakshasa.
Well, yeah, but also there's 2 other players, and now they know that Rakshasa are shape-shifting tiger furries.
Furry.
Who love
Holy
larvae.
shit. Larva furries.
Yep.
Well, these shapeshifters sound mighty devious, but I'm sure I could find one and check its larva horde or whatever.
Yeah, if you find any of them, definitely ask about that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's my lore dump. You can ask. By the way, don't worry, I skipped tons of detail. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and if you really wanted to care about any of that stuff that I glossed over, you could ask questions. But that's all canon.
I wrote all of it down, so I hope every single piece of it's important because I was taking notes.
Well, it's all canon, and there were definitely some important things in there. I mean, ultimately, it's go here, get this, kill that, get this. Oh, actually, she's going to tell you one more thing about Eden. Oh, shit. Yeah, she's got... damn it. I've got a different... what does she know about... What does she know about Eden? Hold on one second. I want to tell you... It was corrupted by Baphomet. So that's the great evil that you'd have to face. Basically, you have to, like, uncorrupt what Baphomet did. I just want to remember I just want to know if I can tell you the story of how Eden fell.
Raxlor says, perhaps another time. I think we're going to turn in for the night and then
yeah, I'll leave it for
I think we've got enough story. We're itching to actually get some action.
Yeah, let's get moving. When you find Fai Chen, he'll tell you the story of how Eden fell, and it's a doozy. But all you know right now is that it was corrupted by Baphomet. Whew. Okay, so anything else that anyone want to ask or interact with Ruth? Otherwise, we're gonna zip through to the end of her ritual.
All good here, man.
Awesome. Okay, so it's now an hour has passed, and these 3 guys, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, are going to follow you around. And also this guy, Gwydion Boyd, her ward, I guess, or slave, whatever you want to call it. And she says, "Okay, I'm just gonna hang out here, and you guys can let me know when you get back from the Wandering Emporium." And she tells you it's about 6 hours travel away, so you've got plenty of time to... I think you used up your soul coins getting just to here. So if you use another soul coin, it'll be enough to get you there and back with plenty left over. You could go there, spend the night, and come back. It'll give you, like, for your whole round trip, basically, is going to be a soul coin.
Yeah, because I think we discussed we're leaving the vehicles other than the big one here, right? She's gonna watch those for us.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, she says that you can drag them into. Actually, she can. I'm gonna hand wave a little bit, and she'll drag them into a section of grove that's magically protected, and they can be here until you get back. So she's happy to serve as a garage until you get back. That's normal. If you're going to an area where you've got allies and they could store your vehicles, then that's an option, you know?
Yeah. I think we've just got the one that needs to be stored because we're going to take the bike with us we're going to take the big one with the bike and leave the medium one here. So if something shitty happens to our big one, we've got an emergency backup stored here, basically. Until we're ready to continue adventuring. If we go there and come back with a bigger party, we need more vehicles, we can pick up this one.
Yep. Sorry for putting everyone to sleep with the lore, but it is cool story. And yes, it's kind of spoilers for the TMF, but it's not spoilers. It's just the backstory of what's going on. And I mean,
yeah, you started telling me like important things, and I was listening, and then you started like talking about a bunch of names and stuff, and I was like, okay, you're just reading the end cap of Dragon Horde or whatever.
Actually, it's like the origin of the cult of the dragon. It's what happened before Tiamat. So it's like it's actual like nice solid lore stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the entire lore of
you hear a loud elephant trumpet noise. In fact, it's Lulu's trumpet.
Oh,
Right
So-
now. You
no.
guys just heard that. Timer's ticking.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure we were going to go and get our party before we wait here for an hour, which is what I had said to her before, and then we got an hour of lore dump and rushed to the end of the rest. But yeah, sure, I run out of the thorns and I say, come on guys, let's go see Lulu's calling us,
Yeah,
we forgot about her.
Well, because otherwise, then you're gonna rush out there and you don't have your spell slots back. So it's it's a triggered event. It's not. I'm not actually running a timer. Just to be
Yeah,
clear.
no, I mean, we would have done that before, or is this happening before or after the rest?
If you went out to before the rest to check on them and say, hey, is everyone cool? They'd be like, yep, we're cool, we're cool. Then you come back in here, do the ritual for an hour, and then the trumpet sounds.
We would have brought them in with us after we hide the vehicles. But it doesn't matter. We run out there and I go, what's going on? My party's behind me. I have my shield and my mace raised.
Okay. Let me move you guys to the edge of the maze. Okay. What's an efficient way to? I'll just drag everyone over.
Yeah, there's no multi-select. That's another thing that sucks about there.
Oh,
is you
I
can't
can like
multiple
center. Yeah, you're right. I can center you guys. I think snap players to view. There you go. I still have to move your tokens over, so give me just a sec to get that done.
Everyone can move their own tokens.
Yeah, you can move your token if you want, because I'm moving the little guys too. You get all them. No, I'm not doing anything like there's stuff happening in real time, and if you don't react to it, then I'm going to screw you over. This is more of a...
No, I was just referring to, we had a plan for our rest, and the plan was to go get our party, stash our things, and then take the rest. But we glossed over that and forgot about it, and...
Wait, where are we
now
moving
we're
our
going
tokens
combat,
to?
so-
Because I moved my tokens and I didn't see anybody.
Here.
Okay, I just don't see anything.
You don't see anything?
No players.
What are you looking at? Darkness?
Oh, there's a shit ton of stuff loaded into this map, and you have like 3,000 browsers open, browser windows open. So you probably are gonna have to reload your browser if you want to see the map.
Yeah, I just see a portion of the map. Now I see Scree finally.
Okay.
You probably just need to reconnect. My thing's been popping up periodically.
Yeah,
saying
I've been getting that a lot too.
Yep.
Here, let me.
E3.
Yep, it had the reconnect thing.
Here, there. Okay. Did you guys see
I
that?
see more of the map now.
Okay. Yeah, everything else is black. That's fine. Okay. So you guys go running up out of the maze, and you follow. Yeah, I have to reconnect too. What the hell?
Yeah, I got completely
It
disconnected.
was acting like that with me earlier. I think it's just
It's
a
up
thing.
and down.
Okay, so and you walk out, and there's absolute fucking chaos going on. Don't worry, it's okay. They're really, really low. Just go look at them. You can see what creatures it is.
Lost connection again.
Oh my god.
I might crawl out into the middle of that mess and fall asleep, just tired and happy in the chaos.
I'm gonna put these guys back here. Okay, you still have your Earth Elemental, by the way. So you come running out, and you see a whole bunch of small, weak-looking demons and devils, hordes of them, engaged in absolute melee around your vehicles particularly. Dareth is standing out in front, and you see him facing off against what looks like about 12 or so monsters, devils, with dead devils laying at the feet of his axe. He looks pretty beat up, but it also looks like he's been doing a shit ton of damage, but he's definitely wearing down, doing like a ton of the work. Farther away over here, all this stuff. So, you guys know enough from your experiences here that demons and devils hate each other, and you actually see what looks like pairs of demons and devils fighting each other. So the ones that start with DEM, those are demons, and the other guy is a devil. So they're actually engaged fighting each other. They're not coming after you or any of your friends. But it's just going on like this whole melee. So there's a bunch of devils ganged up on Dareth. There's a bunch of other devils and demons that are just fighting each other. On top, Shora has fled to the top of the demon grinder, and she's firing arrows from her bow down at the demons. Lulu is up there with her, and she must have just used one of her trumpets to blast some devils. There's dead devils and demons all over the place, and in front of Shora is Jibs. Oh, hold on, let me fix his Jibs, and it looks like he is valiantly defending Shora from the devils that are there, and he's clubbing them off with his cudgel, and he actually looks like he's really damaged. He looks like he's hurting a lot more than Dareth. In fact, he is super bloodied. Dareth is bloodied, and he's super bloodied. But you can also tell that the demons and devils that are remaining are really super weak, and none of them have noticed you yet. So, everyone roll initiative. But you guys get a surprise round because none of the devils or demons have seen you. Whew.
Totally fine. I'm okay with having a surprise round, but creatures in combat, there is no surprise round because they're already in combat if you're fighting. But I'll take a free round of actions.
Yep.
When you enter a combat that's already going on, you enter it. You don't get like a free round or anything, but yeah, we can go.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys do because you're emerging from the brambles and you see it all happening, and so you basically you could choose to not enter the battle if you wanted to, and you could just hang back.
And because you're the DM.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm letting you know how it works mechanically, but I'm willing to accept whatever you want.
Cool.
8 on initiative.
Rexor 19.
Oh, you have to add you guys manually.
Sorry. Hold on, let me...
Zoe, 19.
23, actually, on Rexlor. Guidance.
Can you guys each roll another initiative? 21 for Rexlor, right?
23 for Rexlor.
23, and how many for Zoe?
Do I roll again?
Not yet. Just how much did you get?
19.
Okay, and then how much for Scree?
8.
Okay, could you guys please roll it? Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, what was yours, Zoe? I misclicked.
3.
Did you say 19?
19.
Yes, 19.
Okay. Sorry, I've got a lot of initiatives to track. Can you guys just each roll an initiative die so that I don't have to roll so many die?
Oh, just a straight 20-20?
Yeah, Raxlor. Yeah, and whoever gets the result first, just say it.
19.
Okay,
9.
Earth Elemental is 18. You said 9, so the Dretch is... you said 9?
Yes.
9? Okay, got this guy.
I said 19.
Yeah, I got yours. 19, Earth Elemental, -1. Okay, what's the next number? Someone give me a randomly generated D20 number.
10.
10.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Okay, so that's 9 for this guy, and the next guy gets 9 plus 3, which is 12. They're all different creature types, so they all have to have different initiatives. I feel like I'm going through this pretty fast, especially since Tabletop sucks. Okay, what's the next number?
17.
Do you want to just like designate someone to roll dice for you? So
16. Anyone can. What's the next one? Anyone?
Me.
8.
So many guys.
14.
3.
Wait. You have to wait until I'm ready because I can't remember. I can't memorize.
1.
No.
Every single number you guys have shouted is invalid now because I don't remember where I was at. So okay, look,
Hi.
I've got about 13 character sheets that I'm tabbing through and memorizing their dex modifier. And then what I do is I go to the initiative, and I go to the next available monster, and I have to click like 3 times because tabletop keeps like losing focus and putting on the wrong thing. So, but if I also have to go roll a die, then that's an extra step. And so it's going to take me 30% longer to do that. So if you guys could just say a number like that you have pre-rolled and you're ready to say, so that when I say, okay, what's the next number, and then you just say it, then I can do the math real quick and type it out, and it would be way faster.
It sounds like a 2-person thing where you're like, hey, can so-and-so assist me with rolling d20s? And when I ask for it, you roll a d20. When you say anyone roll a d20, no one's going to or everyone's going to.
Everyone did, and that's fine, and everyone's saying the number at the same time, and that's also fine, but then people are saying additional numbers and queuing up multiples, and I can't handle that many.
Which wouldn't be a problem if you just tell someone to do it, and I haven't been...
Yeah, so I've stopped the calculations, because this is a test. It's like, oh, okay, can we deal with a battle that has a whole bunch going on? And I'm like, yeah, because I can just quickly crunch numbers. But then as I'm sitting here on the fly, it's like, oh man, I wish I had someone rolling dice for me. But I thought, I don't need to pause at the game and say, hey, here's what we're going to do and talk through everything, because like people can infer. So I can just start asking for numbers, and people like to roll dice. People like to roll dice. So if I say, hey, someone give me a number, then you roll it, and then you give me a number, and then I write that one down, and then I go to the next one. But to make it easy for everyone, this is what I'm doing. So when I say,
you could have opened Excel. You could have done an Excel spreadsheet with their names in one column, and then equals rand 20 in the next one.
Do you want me to go do that? Do you want me to pause the game and go do that?
No,
because I've literally written down all of their hit points, all of their armor class, all of their creature types. I have them meticulously labeled. I did all of that pre-work. What I didn't do is pre-roll all of their initiatives, because I thought, oh, that'll be real. You can if you want to spend all of this time discussing rolling initiative, but I thought, oh, we're all like pretty good, so we could just like skate through this. Oh. But if you guys would rather talk about how we're going to do it, then that's fine. I can sit here as long as you want. But
you've been talking a lot. All I said is designate a person instead of asking for it at random, because that doesn't work very well.
Well, it was working just fine until everyone started to shout out a number before I was ready. When I said, okay, what's the next number? And Willow and Zach each said a number simultaneously. And then I did 2 monsters, one right after another, because I had that all memorized. But then they started saying other numbers and other numbers and other numbers and like laughing. And I actually couldn't use any of those, because it's like when, okay, I'm going to count the money. And then you're like 17, 32, 45, ha ha ha. Then then my math. So basically, they were shouting out random numbers when I wasn't asking for them, and that made my math ability fail. So please don't roll a d20 unless I ask. If I do say please roll a d20, then you can do that, and then when you can either say it or I can call your name and you can say it. Please do not roll a second d20 unless I ask for you to roll a second d20. And then each time I can say roll a die. But if you all give me the number at the same time, and there's a lot of rolls going on, that's going to slow things down. So sometimes I'll go, Raxler, what's yours? And then instead of me saying, okay, Raxler, roll a d20, and then you go, okay, and then you roll the die, and then you look at the result, and then you tell me the result, everyone's already rolled a die. And this could go for anything in the game. It could go for attack rolls. It could go for initiatives. When I say, okay, everyone roll a die, Raxler...
I think we get it. Can we move on, please?
We can, yes. Okay, can someone give me a d20?
9.
If Tableplop was more responsive... Oh, see? Like, I literally click, and then it reorganizes and then highlights the old one, so then I'm like typing over myself. So I'm dealing with computer problems as well as like communication problems.
Is there a reason you can't just write down the modifiers and then roll d20s and then make a list of those 2 things and combine them?
There's a whole bunch of ways I can do it, and obviously asking other people for help was a bad one. So yes, next time what I will do is I will say, okay, I'm going to roll initiative, please hold on. I will mute my mic for about 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and say, okay, and I have learned from this now. So please hold. Okay, Rexlor, it's your turn. And actually, it's pre-initiative, so until you make an attack on someone, you guys are allowed to do whatever you want.
Is there anyone in the driver's seat of the big machine?
No. Shora is in the back of the machine, in the back corner.
Rexlor climbs into the big machine and pops a soul coin into it and takes the helm.
Oh, sweet. Okay. You've started the machine, and it's going red, 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 red. And Shora says, "Oh, thank the gods that you're here." She says, "I don't know what happened. Everything was fine. We were sitting here, and then suddenly we just started seeing these weird fleshy demons just swarm out of nowhere, just slowly creeping towards the vehicle. And at first, Dareth was just swatting them away like flies, and it was kind of funny, but then there was more and more and more, and I feel like we need to get moving or something."
So question, was this before or after because the plan was to take this thing and move it away into the brambles and then go take the rest, but was that...
Sure, we can say that's already been done.
Okay, because you said when we come out, they would have said, "Oh no, everything's fine," so that's what we would have come out, done, moved that away.
Yep.
And then come back out.
I'm just going to kind of put it there because... it doesn't really matter, and I don't feel like you have to drag it through the maze. That just seems weird. So
it's stored somewhere safely.
Well, in fact, I'm going to go, because if I write it down, then it exists. I'm going to go write down Tormentor, and I'm going to say stored at Bone Brambles.
We trust her to keep it safe, and if she doesn't keep it safe, then she owes us Tormentor. So
yeah.
And then this thing would be stored on the side of or inside the big one.
Okay, yeah. So I'm leaving it here, so it's not all stacked up, but we know the Tormentor is in that.
Yeah. So Rexlor hops on the thing, says, Shora says that, and he says, I want to ask her, you say they just started coming up, what made them start fighting each other? Were all of these creatures all appearing all at once? Or did some of them appear and then other ones appeared and started fighting the other ones?
Well, first it was those little squishy guys, and they were all heading straight towards us, towards the demon grinder here. It seems like they were going towards the trunk. Then I started to see more of them, but then which other guys? The fat gassy guys started coming out too. I think those are all devils. But then as more of them collected, then the demons started coming. So it seems like the devils are the ones that are attracted first, and then the demons are being attracted by the devils. I don't know what's attracting them, though.
Gee, I wonder. The soul coins in the trunk.
Make a religion check.
That makes sense.
Okay, it's the soul coins in the trunk, but I will roll a d20. Natural 20. 19.
Oh, okay. Because you have -1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have an epiphany. Because your clever trick to store the soul coins in the trunk made it so that none of you are technically possessing them, which means it doesn't weigh down on your conscience. But because they're now unpossessed by anyone, they're emanating a fiendish energy that they're basically loose change. And so all the hobos of Avernus are swarming out loose change. It's kind of like how Shane used to pick cigarette butts out of the ashtray. So you'd flick a cigarette butt in the street, and then you look, and there's a homeless guy following you, just picking up your cigarette butts and just smoking them. So you think that basically you are... in order to keep the soul coins, they're going to have to be carried, and someone's going to have to take that disadvantage temporarily. And so you'll have some incentive to spend the soul coins. And fortunately, you're going to a place that may have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not going to exactly be soul coin heavy for much longer. So,
yep. And that's how we're going to do it going forward. If you pull a crafty trick... By the way, I read a bunch of forums, and I feel like I've got a better solution than anyone else. Basically, it's like, just ignore all the cool rules. So, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. And so you have to carry them, but you're about to get all the solutions to that.
Yep, I thought that was completely raw until you told me that it was yours, so good job.
Sorry!
No, good. I mean, good job making it seem like it was raw. I don't know why you revealed it. You've
because I'm proud of it. Because the book fucking no, the book has a lot of cool ideas, but then they're just not linked together. And there's no raw answer. What happens if you make soul coin soup in your trunk? And so I read what other people said, and a lot of people had stupid opinions. And so I thought about it, and I'm like, oh no, because it's like Oh, you know what I saw? I saw that stupid meme about so Sam picked up Frodo and carried him. So that
Oh,
means
Yes, I know.
the ring doesn't understand the
Transference.
the transference of property. So you could take a ring and tape it to a mouse and then carry the mouse, and then you'd be totally fine. And then it clicked, and I'm like, that's how it works with the soul coins. In fact, these are all battle-wise, because you need to know this. So in fact, you also recognize these are all very squishy, bubble wrap popping sort of demons and devils, except you do see an imp. I'm pinging him. You do see an imp trying to sting Jibs. It looks like he's already killed 2, but he's very, very low on health at the moment. Dareth is also pretty low, but you notice one of the creatures he's fighting is not a demon or a devil. It's a Bodak. And that guy is a more serious threat. Now, that Bodak looks pretty weakened. It looks like Dareth's already hit it a couple times, but it's alive, and so it's a serious danger. So those are your 2 biggest threats.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, it's a bonus action to insert the coin and start the vehicle. So you still have your action.
And can I run these things over?
Yes.
I don't remember what the mechanics were with that. It's been a while.
Well, I think it's pretty much just gonna pop them open. But here, let me pull up the. Let me read you the mechanics since we finally get to do it. Action. Let's see. Crashing into creatures. An infernal war machine can crash into a creature by entering its space. The creature can use its reaction to try and get out of the way, and if it does, it takes no damage, and it's a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. If the saving throw fails, the vehicle slams into the creature and deals 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it moved since its last turn. If it's at least 2 sizes bigger than the creature it trashed into, it can move through its space. Otherwise, it comes to a stop, which these things are all small, so you could do that.
So it crashes into it, comes to a stop, then I can keep moving it?
They're small enough that you would keep moving. You would not come to a stop.
Okay. Okay, well, is Jibs actually on the machine, or is he off of it fighting? Is he standing on it fighting them off?
Yes, and he's like hanging on to it with one hand and swinging his cudgel and bashing them with the other hand.
So if I start moving this thing, I'm not going to lose Jibs or Shora.
Nope.
Then I take the machine and I move it and do a sick-ass sweep through all these things and pull up in front of Dareth.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Okay, one moment.
I don't bother hitting these guys, but I gather up speed heading down, and then go down 20 feet and then left 50 feet and then up. So it kind of like a reverse L shape. No, it's actually just a regular L shape.
Okay, can you ping the L shape again?
Can you see my token moving in real time?
Yep.
So like this, and then like this, and then like this.
Okay, cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let me roll 20 d20. And then count the number that are over 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Is that 20? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. I think I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so half of them die.
Okay. I can't control the Devil's Ride, and whenever you resolve that,
okay.
let me know.
Let me kill 50% of the enemies.
Preferably with a even structure, but it's up to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be even.
You could totally make it kill all the devils, and then the demons can swarm us, or the other way around, or whatever. Wait, is a Bodak a demon or a devil?
Undead.
Oh, okay. So the most powerful creature here is as a devil technically, and the undead, which we don't really know what it's. Oh, it's surrounded by devils though, right? Those are lingers.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You didn't touch any of those, right?
Not me.
Oh, wait, hold on. I need to. It's just these other guys. H is dead. A is dead. I mean, Demon A. Okay, Mains A. Dead. One, two, three. Four. You know what? I'm not going to update my spreadsheet. I'll just figure it out when I go to do their HP. This guy's dead too. 4, 5, 6. These guys are dead. And they just squish, 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 pop, pop, pop as you're just blasting through them. A few of them manage to leap out of the way, but most of them are squished into the ground. And they actually die and leave corpses, so they will respawn as the lowest level devils in the river Styx, but they're dead. Oh, let me get the imp. Did you cut the imp? Yeah, he was like right in front of it.
I kind of went straight down because I didn't want to like push Jibs into him, so technically I didn't get the imp, but
Nah, we'll say you got the imp. I'll give him a dex save. Oh, natural 1.
yay.
I'm making him dead. He was already injured as well.
Okay.
So you basically saved Jibs.
Okay. That was my goal, is just to get Jibs and Shora, because we left them there with the machines. We were like, if anything happens, get the machines, but we didn't give them any soul coins. I guess they could have climbed in the thing and gotten one, but Shora should probably keep one on her for situations like this.
She could, yeah. She's got the constitution for it. Okay, I think that's your turn. Was that your action driving that, probably, or do you want to call that your movement? And
I think it's an action, right? I think we determined that when we were doing the thing, is it takes your action to move it.
Oh, that's right. It takes your action to move it. You don't have movement. The machine does, but use your action.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, then your turn is done. So the Quicklings are next, of course, because they have a +6 to initiative. And so they ask Scree. The blue one runs up to Scree, and these are little brownies, like from EverQuest, by the way, except they have dark blue skin. And it looks at Scree and says, "What should we do? You want us to kill the fiends?"
Okay, wait. That thing right here, I'm gonna ping it. It's called, I can't pronounce it. Like, you guys kept saying it, and I was trying to pronounce it myself.
Bodak.
But
Like Bodak Horseman.
Bodak. Okay, Bodak. You see
That's
that
what I was
Bodak?
thinking.
You see that Bodak?
Bodak
next to Darren?
McCrary.
Kill it! Kill it, and then kill the rest of the fiends.
Yes, sir. Come on, guys.
Wait.
Woohoo!
Not
Yeah,
the-
he
not
said.
our fiend.
Quicklings!
Kill the big green one. The big green one. Attack it.
No! Wait, not Darren. He's not. Wait.
Everything but the green one.
No, not the green one. I said this guy. The Bodak.
Yeah, but then you
Next
said
to
kill.
the green one.
Then you said kill all the fiends.
Yeah,
Not the green one.
Okay,
You
so
little quickling.
okay, so the Quicklings. Oh, they have a +8 to stealth, +8 to sleight of hand, +8 acrobatics, +6 dexterity. Blurred movement. Attack rolls have disadvantage against them. That's messed up. If the Quickling is subjected to an effect that makes it make a saving throw, okay. Oh, they have evasion. Okay, cool. So, and what's their movement speed is 120 feet. Quicklings are awesome. So all 3 of the Quicklings charge up, and being tiny, they run in between the lemurs, and they surround the Bodak. And each one of them makes 3 attacks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Quicklings have a +8 to hit. And Bodak's AC is 15. So +8, and I need to hit 15. So that's miss, hit, miss, hit, hit, miss, hit, hit, natural 1. 2 of those hits were crits. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Wait, 8 and 8 is 16. 6 hits. And 2 of them are crits. So 6, 7, 8 times damage. So 8 times 1d4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 times 8 is 48. So 48 plus 19. So you see the 3 quicklings swarm up, and they just lightning fast stab, 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 and each one of them stabs multiple times into the Bodak, and they just rip it apart, and its tattered robe is just in shreds, and its rotting undead corpse lays crumpled on the ground, and it's totally dead. And then the blue one turns to you and gives a thumbs up and says, "Got it, boss!" And now it's Zoe's turn.
Gotcha.
Quicklings are awesome, friends.
Quicklings are real cool.
Very
Holy
convenient.
shit. Very awesome.
Don't want to fight them.
See, they're like brownies. 120 movement, huge bonus to initiative. Yeah. Like, they literally do what you'd expect. Just run around, stab, 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 stab. Their attacks are only 1d4, but they have a 6 deck, so it's 1d4 plus 6, and they make 3 attacks.
Oh, God.
But they like you for now. Zoe, it is your turn.
I asked, do you guys think that I should do a shatter?
Nah.
Nah.
There's just a bunch of weak things left. They're all spread out. You could probably just Eldritch Blast them. And I shout to the party. I say, come on, guys. I'm bringing this baby back around. Let's hop on and get out of here.
Bet.
I was just checking.
Yeah, we don't need to waste any spell slots on this. This is pretty... The 2 big enemies have just been killed.
Alright, I cast Eldritch Blast.
Alright, you want to ping which ones you're attacking and give me 2 attack rolls?
That gray one you pinged is dead.
Oh, my bad.
Alright, make 2 attack rolls, and their AC is only 7. So I think that's going to hit no matter what.
Unless the natural 1, actually, yeah. Still 5% chance.
I rolled 11 twice, so 18 and 18.
Alright, so roll damage twice.
Uh, 5 damage to the first and 9 damage to the second.
Do you want to split it up, or do you want to focus on one until it's dead?
Yeah, split it up. I don't think it's going to matter.
Okay. Alright, so E and F are severely damaged. Okay, and are you going to stay there? Are you doing any movement or anything?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here.
Okay. Alright, it's the Earth Elemental's turn.
Dearest earthy boy.
Do you see all the fiends except for the green one? All those fiends over there. Kill them, except for the green. Green is our friend.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He can get to this guy. And he's going to reach up and slam that little fleshy guy. And he actually has 2 slam attacks. And they both hit. And damage is... First one's dead, and... Oh, there's just one. Oh, those 2 attacks on one. Yeah, so he's dead, so this guy's squished. So he walks over and goes smash, 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 and squishes this guy.
It looks like McDonald's pink goo.
Okay, so... Yeah, let's wrap this up. Okay, so you guys use your basically your free attacks. Zach's Eldritch Blasting. Scree, you're shooting arrows at these guys. You're sending your Earth Elemental, and he's just walking over and stomping them. Dareth is able to pull back, and the Earth Elemental kind of replaces him in fighting the devils that are left. And Raxlord does another sweep around with the vehicle and squishes all the rest of them. After a short amount of time, you guys have slaughtered all of the bad demons and devils, and you are in a recovered state. And so now initiative's over.
I was just going to drive away and leave him, but yeah, I'm glad you resolved that in that way. I say, okay, well, let's get out of here, guys. We can leave the Earth Elemental to stomp these things, because he's about to disappear anyway. Everyone pack into the machine.
All right. Before we go, I would like to pat the Earth Elemental on the head and say, "You did a good job. I am very proud of you. Thank you for your assistance, and I hope you enjoy yourself. Goodbye."
It waves at you and says, "Good boy," and then you see it burrow down into the earth.
All right, I'm gonna hop on, and yeah, let's go.
Rexlor gathers the whole party and the quicklings and the slave guy and everyone on, and he starts chugging along, and then about 10 feet away he goes, "Oh, wait, we better check those corpses for money."
Ooh, good, yeah, good idea.
Scree, you go check the imp, I'll check this zombie thing. I don't want any, if it infects us, I don't want it to get you.
There's
And Raxor will
three.
climb off and search the bodak.
I will check all three of the imps because
Oh, there are 3 imps.
Yeah, 2 of them were dead when we got here, so.
Yeah, the last one had a soul coin.
Okay, you're checking the imp, and you find a spell scroll.
Oh, lovely. Writing that down right now.
And it's a healing word, you can tell.
Awesome.
All right, and then Jake, you're checking the bodak.
Yep.
All right, it doesn't have any items, but it has um 60 gold pieces.
Noted.
So it had a pouch of gold, so this bodak had some money. And
Alright,
nothing else. The other guys are too low level. They're just basically mountains of disgusting flesh. They don't even have any pockets.
Yeah, I'm not digging through those. We gather the party up and I go, all right, well, let's hit the road. We got a full load. Let's head off and find the Wandering Emporium. How are we doing that again?
Oh,
She marked it on the map and told
Yes.
us where it was for the
Yes.
moment, so we know how to get to
yes,
it.
she divined the location, and there was a floating hologram where you could see it like setting up, and then she marked it on your map and said that it should be there for a little ways. And conveniently, it is less than a day's travel away.
All right, we set off for that.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you travel for a ways. And the land you pass through is parched and cracked. Doesn't look like there's any water or food available, and there's geysers belching smoke into the air. So not a very hospitable terrain as you travel through. After traveling for a little while, you see in the distance what can only be the Wandering Emporium, and you get closer and closer as you approach it. Oh wow! Finally here. There's got to be like an emote for this or something.
I am so excited that I am literally shaking and quaking in my boots. I am jumping up and down going, "Yippee! Look at it! It's the Wandering Emporium! We've been waiting for so long, good friends."
Rexlor looks disappointed. He's like leaning back in his chair with one hand on the wheel. He goes, "Doesn't look like it's wandering very much to me. Kind of disappointing." It's just sitting still.
So you come to a halt in front of the Wandering Emporium, and bring your demon grinder to a stop. And you're now near the entrance. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hi, Noah. Oh, yeah, here you go. He's going to call. Noah's about to call Mom. And it looks like... Looks kind of like... Fog of War, reveal. Okay, looks like this.
Wow.
Whoa!
What?
Look at that crocodile right there. Look at that. It looks like a crocodile. It's not, but it's like a crocodile car.
Oh, it does.
That's so cool.
If you want, you can move your tokens here, but this map is strictly for aesthetic. I
want to buy that vehicle. Crocodile vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah, so you actually see various infernal vehicles, but cobbled together with totally different sorts of materials. So even though it's all the same vehicles, every single one looks entirely different. There's actually not a cool text for me to read, unfortunately, which is stupid. But the map does speak to you, and it gives you one of its sayings that it always does whenever you go to a new location. And it says, Mahadi's Wandering Emporium has a knack for showing up when you least expect it.
Thank you,
Okay.
Shisley.
Well, since I don't have a text, I'm just gonna read you this. A traveling bazaar winds its way across Avernus, a wandering menagerie of merchants, artisans, and misfits who ply their respective trades and sell their wares under the direction of Mahadi, the mysterious proprietor. And you enter, and you see a whole bunch of tents and shit. So, and no one greets you immediately when you walk in. How would you like to proceed?
First, is our vehicle parked outside? What's the situation there? Is there like parking set up for people who are visiting?
Yeah, you actually
Like,
see
vehicles ringing in?
you see signs that direct parking. So there's actually a place that you can park your vehicle just outside, and when you drive up, you park your vehicle safely. And I didn't think of a cool description of that. So imagine some cool creature from the monster manual that's totally appropriate greets you as a parking attendant, and something. I don't know. I didn't come up with that. God, that's a good thing. Man, I should think of parking every time that you guys go to a new location. That'd be really cool.
Parks the vehicle and climbs down and makes a motion with his hammer with his hand, but there's not actually anything. He goes, "Eek." Okay, guys, remember where we're parked? It's in lot blah, blah.
All right.
And he leads the party. He says, I think this place is going to be mostly safe for us to wander around. Just don't get lost and don't get caught up in anything too shady. But we should probably stick together for the moment until we figure out exactly what the deal is here. But I think if anyone needs to split the party, it's not going to be a big problem.
Sure, you can do that. And I just have a list of locations. So if you want, I can just, whoever's leading, like if you guys are going together or separate, I can just start to list a location, and you can say if you want to explore it or keep walking.
Yeah, because you said this map isn't related to anything, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, with no further description or anything to go off of, we walk in and begin walking from point A to point B.
Okay. The first thing that you see is a large building with a sign that is lit up in neon and says Infernal Rapture, and it looks like you would expect a spa, which is the way that Red Ruth described it.
Wasn't that the name of didn't she tell us the name of the spa?
Yep, Infernal Rapture.
That's what I thought.
And
Okay.
it looks like a spa, and it's a building that you would enter.
I say, okay, well, here's the spa. Let's keep looking around and see what else we've got, and then we'll come back, circle around here. It's like when you go to a theme park and you see the ride you really want to go on. You're like, okay, but let's walk around and see what else, see if it's worth buying tickets. So we mark that and we continue walking.
One moment. Oh, there is a text. Oh, thank God. But it's not on page 1. It's on page 3. Oh my God. Okay, I do have a little bit of more information, but you still Infernal Rapture is still the first thing that you see. Bye, no, I love you. See you later. Okay. A collection of brightly colored tents stands clustered together, creating an oasis of comfort amid the dread landscape of Avernus. Huge infernal war machines form a horseshoe about the tents, with curtains made of small rectangular iron plates and lamps dangling from chains strung between them. Soft, lilting music and wondrous smells drift across the hot winds, inviting a closer look. You see a sign posted at the entrance, strangely understandable in all languages, and it simply states, "All are welcome here. No fighting, no spellcasting, no exceptions." And as you as you enter and see Infernal Rapture, as you begin to step further in, a man walks up to you in a picture that I'm going to send, and he greets you. Hold on. Got it. Okay, frickin' roleplay. All right, let me give you an image, and then we're gonna jump into a roleplay. Oh God, where's this picture?
You say he greets us as we walk up?
Yes. And we're kind of done with table plot for now. I mean, unless the battle starts up. But as you just read, there's no fighting here. So now we're switching to roleplay mode. So you can look at the map for a reference, but you don't have to use table plot anymore. All right. So he walks up and greets you. He is a Kalashite-looking man, I think, right? He appears to be a wealthy merchant lord. I thought he was Kalashite. I don't know if he's Kalashite. He looks like the picture. All right, I'm just gonna roleplay him because all it's telling me is just all the stuff that you guys aren't allowed to know.
Yeah.
So he greets you and says, "Ah, welcome, my friends. I am Mahadi. Welcome to the Wandering Emporium," as he gestures like in the picture. And he says, "All are welcome here. As you've read in the sign, there may be no fighting, so you are all perfectly safe while you are here. But also, you must adhere to this. I ask only one thing of you before you enter my fine emporium. You must each sign a contract. But don't worry, the only thing the contract stipulates is that you must pay for all services received while you are here." Specifically, you must pay for everything consumed and all services used before you leave.
And that means, and I'm clarifying with him, not with you, but I mean with you too. But Raxlor says, meaning anything that we use that costs money, right? Not everything.
Oh, certainly. Do not worry. I am not some devil trying to deceive you. I have much more fun games to play. No, no, no. At my establishment, you will always be informed ahead of time of any charges that you are expected to have, and you will always have the option to choose or decline. No, no, no. This is no trick, my friends. Here, I can make your every dream come true. In fact, might I recommend you check out our spa, Infernal Rapture. The food there is something quite special. In all of Avernus, any food you eat tastes like ash in your mouth. But in the Infernal Rapture, any taste you desire may be conjured up. But
Wow.
payment is required, as with every service here.
Well, great. Of course, that's understandable. I don't see any problem with signing. I do have to ask, though. I'm as a cleric, as a man of I don't want to announce I'm a cleric here. As a
Man of
As-
faith.
yeah, but I don't know. It still seems kind of weird. As a noble man of no foolishness, I don't like to get. I'm glad you said you're not a devil, and I have no problem with signing a mundane contract, and of course abiding by it. But I'm not interested in signing my soul over to a magical contract. How is this contract enforced? Is it enforced by good old-fashioned brute force, or is this some kind of a magical soul contract?
He nods and says, yes, more of a soul contract. I would expect that you pay for anything that you receive here, and I take your word that you will. And if it turns out that you're unable to pay the price that was pre-agreed before you receive the service, then you can simply, work off your debt. As many choose to do. That's how kind we are here at the Wandering Emporium, is we provide all services for those who will pay and even for those who will not.
Okay. I mean, that sounds reasonable. I'm willing to sign it. What about everyone else? You say everyone who comes in has to sign it, including what level of intelligence does a creature require in order to enter into such a contract? We have some with us who may not be of sane mind.
He looks at you for a moment, and then he smiles, and he says, "Ah, yes, clerics always ask such detailed questions. You're free to review the contract if you like, but you'll see the language is quite simple and short. And when you...
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you can make an intelligence check to review the contract. That's what I thought you wanted to do.
Okay. I mean, I'll still do that, but I was just asking... This is in character. I was just asking if creatures with low intelligence were able to enter into such... Like, if I bring in a pet mouse, do they have to sign the contract?
Oh, no. No.
Does the cat have to sign the contract? I point to Zoe's cat.
No, not the cat. I don't think the cat will be requesting our services. But, I mean, if somehow it does, then certainly I could make that work out too.
But it doesn't have to sign the contract, like, in advance.
No.
Okay. What about the quicklings?
What quicklings? And he looks around you and he doesn't see the quicklings.
I say, oh, never mind. They must have gotten off to somewhere. I'm sure they'll enter on their own accord at some point. Okay.
Dareth lumbers up and says, I don't mind signing a contract, but let me review it first. And he says, certainly. And he magically pulls out infinite copies of contracts to each of your other party members, except the quicklings. You didn't see them come in. Last you saw them, they were hanging back with the vehicle. Unless you specifically ask them to come in. Dareth is interested in coming in, though, and he is going to sign a contract, and then he's going to tell you guys that let him know before you leave, but he's going to wander around and check out the place.
Okay. Yeah, I assumed we'd gather our whole party, but if they stayed in the thing, I wouldn't have explicitly called them out, so unless someone else did, I'm fine with leaving them back.
Okay. Yeah, you could always call him if you want to. Your Earth Elemental is gone now, so I'm going to go ahead and zap him off my list. Poor Earthy. And who else? Oh, you also have Gwydion and Shora and Jibs. Jibs would also like to sign a contract and get to partying. He's really interested. He's been here before. This place is awesome. He doesn't have any money, but he definitely needs to rest. He's hurt pretty bad, so he's looking for the healing services. Actually, you hear him say, after he signs the contract, he goes, "You got anything by the way of healing services here? I'm hurt pretty bad." And Mahadi says, "Oh, certainly. You can visit our barber, Bernie. In fact, Bernie the barber offers her healing services for free. One of the few things that cost nothing that we give away for free here at the Wandering Emporium." And he goes, "Right, thanks, love." And he ambles away looking for the barber to get healed up. Oh, I guess I'll put in your marching order. So I'm going to take out Jibs because he's not with you. I'm going to take out Dareth because he's not with you. What do you want to do with Shora and Lulu? Do you want them to come in with you and hang around and follow, or stay at the car?
Yeah, they're coming with us. Oh. And while you said Dareth's reviewing his contract, while he sits there and reads it, that's when I'm reading mine also.
Okay, make an intelligence check. And if anyone else wants to read their contract, make an intelligence check.
12.
It's actually a really short contract, so you don't notice any problems with it, but it's literally like 2 sentences, so you
13.
don't see a lot of... How much?
13.
Yeah, same for you. You don't notice anything wrong, and also you notice it's a pretty short contract, so not a lot of room for fuckery.
14.
Yep, same thing. You're slightly more convinced that it looks good.
You're
So-
1 point more convinced.
Shora looks at you and she's like, I don't mind signing if you guys do. I trust you guys.
Raxlor says, yeah. What about you, Scree?
Yes, I would like to sign the contract. And usually that
Yes.
doesn't mean the greatest thing in the world, but
All
in this case, it's different.
right, and Zoe says yes too. So the three of you are all...
No, I say I, James Hansberger, would like to sign.
Oh man, you should get a James Hansberger soul coin. Maybe
Aw,
I could do some...
But you can't because he just goes, gee.
Gee. Lulu floats out from behind you, and she goes, "Oh, should I can't do a high voice." She says, "Oh, well, because I have a high voice." A high voice. She says, here, I'll sign one of those contracts too." And he looks at her, and his eyes kind of widen slightly, and then they lower, and then he smiles and says, "Certainly." And he pulls out a contract and hands it to her too. And you can make an insight check if you want to know what's up.
I feel like I have high insight, so I have to roll that, but I feel like I either know what's up or don't want to know what's up. 17.
All right, does anyone else want to check?
6.
You know nothing. Zoe, do you want to do an insight check to see if you...
Alright, I'll try it. Five.
Nope, you don't know anything. But Raxlor, it seems like Mahadi is kind of worried slightly, and then his face changes that maybe he's thinking he doesn't need to be as worried. Like initially he's like, "Oh shit," but then it's like, "Okay, wait, maybe this is okay." And you actually recall from way long ago that Mad Maggie said that Mahadi like captured and sold Lulu.
Oh, that's right. I knew there was something to do with her and here and stuff, but
Yeah,
that makes
I think okay. I don't I'm pretty sure that you guys revealed this, so I'm just going to go ahead and restate it, and if I'm revealing it now, then hooray. As part of the whole thing, when she got lost and wandering and was kind of like losing her memories, Mahadi found her and splashed her with water from the sticks to zap her memories, and then sold her to Mad Maggie. No, then he brought her to Asmodeus and said, "Oh, here's Zariel's elephant." And Asmodeus is like, "Oh, she's not going to do any harm. Her memory's zapped. You can just get rid of her." So he's like, "Okay," so he gave her to Mad Maggie.
Yeah. And then something happened, Mad Maggie lost her, etc. But yeah, you told us that.
Okay, cool.
I did forget the part about him being the one who stole her memories. So we'll probably get to that at some point.
That might have been a new piece of information. But you got a 17 insight, so why not?
Well, I noticed that, and then I kind of remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, we need to be careful here. But as long as we stick together, we'll be fine. With Lulu, as long as we keep Lulu under watch. But I don't want to let him know that I know anything. So I just smile, and I sign the contract. And We say, all right, well, thank you. Hey, we actually, we're definitely going to go enjoy your Emporium and stuff, but where can we find you? We actually have some stuff we wanted to talk to you about. We were looking for you, so I'm glad you found us.
He says, "Oh, well, you can visit my tent. It's clearly marked and not hard to find. And you can also, if you enter the Infernal Rapture, I will be there as well, because I want to make sure that any person receiving services at my spa has them from me personally. So you can find me in either one of those locations, in the spa, or you can just come straight to my tent.
Okay.
And I look forward to speaking with you later. But before we part ways, is there anything particular that that you were looking for? And I could let you know if we provide those sorts of services here."
I look around at the party.
Shrug.
I say, specific services. We might be looking for a couple of mundane things. Maybe a Wainwright. Wait, what's a Wainwright?
Don't they make barrels?
I want the barrel maker, but I don't remember what they're called. I think that's something else.
He tells you, he goes, "Oh, well, certainly." He goes, "Anything forged by metal, you can purchase from Fireplace Forge. There's some. It's run by some really cool salamanders that I helped rescue from Bell's Forge, and that's why they're here working for me. And they can forge just about anything you could possibly want made out of metal."
Okay.
Whoa.
And
you might have heard me tell your friend there's complimentary healing services from Bernie the Barber. She also charges money for grooming services if you'd like that. But her healing services is free.
Okay. And if we wanted to gather spellcasting materials, where would we? Is there a place to find those here?
What sort of spellcasting materials?
The usual incense, pearls, silver dust. Maybe not. You might not have silver dust here. I understand that's kind of a conflict of interest.
He says, "Oh yes." He said that sort of thing. You could purchase from the traveling oddities cart. God, I'm not looking through my notes for it right now. But he says it's run by a man named Fai Chen, and he sells all sorts of random magic items. And God, what is it? He's got a cool name for his thing, and I just don't have it written down.
I don't think you said it either. Or I would have written it.
When
down,
I find it, I'm going to tell you.
Okay. You're gonna find it anyway. We're gonna end up going there. I say, and do you think that this Fai Chan, you said, acting like I don't know his name, like I didn't already hear his name. Do you think he would be interested in buying treasure, or would that be somewhere else I would look? Treasure, equipment, things of that nature.
Ah, thank God. Okay, I found the notes. Okay, he said, okay, it's actually called Fai Chen's Fantastical Fair, and actually he lied to you. He says, or he would have been able to help you, but unfortunately he recently left here. However, his cousin
Chai Fen.
Mei Foon is still here, and she might have some stuff for sale. His wagon is gone, but I think she might, for smaller things like incense, she may be able to help you. Oh, yes, that devious Shao merchant. I don't know what you could want for him, but he's gone. One of the few who ever entered into my servitude and lived. If you want to talk more about him later, we can have a conversation at my hut. I don't really want to speak about him out loud. But if you travel to where his wagon was, you might be able to find Mei Foon, and she might be able to help you with that.
Yeah, he sounds like a pretty cool guy, but yeah, I'm just looking for like magical incense and stuff. So she sounds like enough, but it does sound pretty interesting. You seem to speak of him quite readily. So maybe we can hear his story later, and who knows? Maybe we might even hear something interesting about him that might make us go looking for him. But yeah, I've never heard of him before in my life, so not necessarily of interest to me at the moment. But yeah, we'll go hear your story if you've got something to tell.
Yeah, if you want to hear what I know about him, I'm happy to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, he's just some stranger to me, so I don't know why I would be interested in hearing about him. But I'm glad you volunteered that information because I didn't ask about him, but.
Well, I don't like him very much, so I'm happy to tell the story of anyone that I've dealt with.
He's giving out like gossip. He's giving out like little koozies that have like Phi Chen's face like crossed out on it with a dagger through it. welcome to the Emporium. Phi Chen's dick. Here's your koozie.
A lot of the people that you encounter here in the Wandering Emporium are enslaved by Mahadi because of the deal that they had with him, and he's openly happy to talk about it. And most of them are open too. They're all like, "Oh yeah, I'm working off my debt." And Phi Chen was the only one who figured out a way out of the debt, and that actually impressed Mahadi. So even though he doesn't like him very much, he'll tell you his gossip later if you want to hear it. And how
Phi Chen worked his way out of a debt. He was the only one who worked his way out of a debt. Wow, you sound like a really hard taskmaster, but it sounds very fair that all of these people are so open to talking about it.
Well, it was a pretty good trick that he pulled. I respect that, and plus, if I let everyone know that I'm aware of the trick, maybe no one else will be foolish enough to try it.
Yeah, of course, you gotta let at least one person get past you. That way, they can see that it's possible. Otherwise, they'll, I don't know, think you're infallible.
Yep.
And then they'll try and overthrow you or something. You know what you're doing. You've been doing this a long time.
So is there anything else any other services you're interested in here? Of course, you're welcome to wander around. You can come find me at any time, but just wanted to give you this chance to help direct you if you're looking for something in particular.
Somewhere to sell treasure? I don't think you still give me an answer on that one.
Oh, to sell treasure? I don't know. You can ask around. I don't know if there's anyone. There's people that buy and sell various things, but I don't.
Well, it sounds like Phi Chen would probably be interested in collecting some of these things, but we might need to find him. So I'll definitely come back to you and chat about him later and see if I can find him. And maybe if I go out of my way to find him, he'll give me a good deal on some of this junk I've got laying around.
Yeah, I'd say Phi Chen, and Mei Foon probably wouldn't have the resources to like just flat out buy expensive stuff from you. He says. So he says you'd probably need to actually track him down. Maybe Mei Foon can help you. I don't know. He might not be far from here. He left actually conveniently very recently. He left just after we set up our location.
Okay, yeah, we'll go checking around for him probably.
Actually, Mei Foon said that she's going to be traveling to meet him, so I know that he can't be far because she's going to be traveling to him. So maybe she could even help you find him if you're interested in selling magic items. He could help you with that. I spoke with Mei Foon. She's actually staying because she wants to see the concert tomorrow.
Oh, a concert tomorrow? What you say tomorrow? What does tomorrow mean? I've lost track of all time in this awful place.
Well, there isn't really a day and night here, but I would say from absolute reckoning that the day is about over. In fact, if you guys are staying here at the Infernal Rapture, I'm sure that you would enjoy all of the comforts of a long rest. And you could do that and even enjoy the concert tomorrow yourself if you're interested. We have music pretty rarely around here, but we have a brand new artist that just came in recently, and he's becoming really big. He's very popular right now.
Like physically big, or
no?
I know that's a thing here.
he is large size, but he is popular among fiends and non-fiends alike.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds interesting. I do like me a good concert. I haven't heard good music since we came here from where we came here from. But yeah, I mean, we've just been sleeping when we can. So it sounds like having a good night's rest, especially if that night just happens to line up with the absolute reckoning night.
Yep.
That would be convenient.
You know it does.
So, all right. Well, thanks for the information. We'll definitely come find you. We're going to go take a look around your fabulous emporium you got here, and we'll come find you when we've had our fill.
He says, all right, well, thank you very much, and you guys can come find me anytime that you need. And then he bows before you, and he takes your contracts, and he disappears them into his cloak, and he wanders away. And you see him walk up to... in fact, as you're in here, you notice that there are random creatures of various types, fiends, non-fiends alike, that are, not normal-looking creatures, but various ones. It's not super crowded, but they are coming in and out and doing business here and there. And he walks up to one, greets them. Hello, welcome to my Wandering Emporium. And you hear him giving the same spiel he gave to you guys.
All right, Raxlor turns back to the party and he says, okay, so it sounds like we got a couple of different places we can go. We definitely want to talk to Fai Chen's sister, whoever that was, and see about going to meet him, but it might be a good idea to have a nice rest and get our goal done first. Go to the Infernal Rapture, set up an appointment with Mad Maggie. Maybe they're going to require more than just a soul coin, so we might need to go there first and make sure we don't, if we spend our money somewhere else and they're like, oh, it's going to be all of your money, and we're like, oh no, we just spent it.
Now I can't afford even McDonald's fries.
I don't think anyone needs any healing. Do you? Is everyone doing okay?
I'm good.
How's your head doing, Zoe? You're all right there, right? We can hold.
Yeah,
off
we
on
got that fixed.
We did? When? I'm looking at you with your big giant head. Oh, did Mad Maggie fix it?
I can't remember now, but I think it might have been. No, I thought it was before Mad Maggie.
We got a potion, but we didn't use the potion. We saved it.
Oh.
I think your head is still big.
As far as I know. Unless it was recent.
I swear that the head thing actually got fixed finally, but
maybe
we got a potion. We got a potion that would have fixed it, but it turns out to be a really powerful anti-poison potion that makes you immune to poison for like a week.
That's right.
And we were like, nah, you can have a big head for a little bit longer.
That's right. That's why I got confused. Yeah, I guess we could probably fix my head.
All right. So what do you guys say? I think we should go. Unless you guys have other... I mean, I'm just laying out all the different options. But I think it'd be a good idea to pop in and see the barber and see if he's able to fix your head. And then we can go set up the appointment in the spa. And then we can go walking around, chatting people up, and hopefully find out what happened to Fai Chen. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, I head off and we continue walking through the streets looking for the barber. I say, "Oh, hey, maybe we'll see Jibs there. He was going looking for the barber."
As you walk towards the barber, and after walking not too long, you actually see signs that kind of direct you to different places. So you're following the signs to Bernie the barber. However, you also see other signs. One of them has arrows directing to a place called From Here to Avernus, and there's another place called Ichor's Away.
Ooh.
So you see signs for those locations on your way to the barber.
Okay, are they pointing in the same direction we're heading?
At different directions. I mean, it's not a huge. It's small enough that you could get to any of those locations if you want to.
We're continuing towards the barber, but I note the information and direction on the signs.
Yep, it's just you're just learning about the locations here. You could also just wander around. Okay, so you meet you approach Bernie the barber's shop, and there's a red and white striped pole out front, and you see Jibs coming out, looking good as new, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he goes, "Right, she works really fast there. I'm going to go check out the spa," and he wanders away to the spa.
I say, "Did you get a good happy ending, Jibs?"
And he goes, "Oh, you know it, buddy."
I say, "Good." And I rub my hands together and I say, "I've been waiting for someone to pick the fungus out of my toes for weeks."
Ew!
Actually,
You didn't have to tell us.
that would actually be the spa, but Bernie can help with with healing stuff.
No. So it's like, okay, you go to like the person who does like, your what do you call it? Pedicure. But when you have like ingrown toenails, like fungus, like bad, that's a doctor thing. You go to a podiatrist for that. This is more of a podiatrist situation than a man. Like, imagine going to get a pedicure and you're like, yeah, that one's been ingrown for a while. Can you fix it?
Okay, sorry, I'm going to slightly change the interaction with Jibs, actually. So he comes walking out, he's smiling. Oh, I feel good as new. I'm going to go ahead to the spa now. And then, what is it that you asked him? Did you want to ask him about a happy ending?
Oh, yeah, as he's walking by, I said, you get a nice happy ending there?
He looks at you and says, ending to what? What are you talking about?
You were just saying how good your visit to the doctor was. Did he not say that?
He said that he feels good. He feels better.
Yeah, I say, oh, do you have a good happy ending in there? And then he says, end to what?
Yeah.
I say, oh, just your doctor visit.
He turns around and he looks at you and goes,
Barber visit.
He goes, I don't need the doctor. I feel just fine. And he pounds his chest.
I say barber visit. It's not a doctor.
Same thing. I don't need to see him. I feel fine.
I say, oh, but you just came out of there and said you feel better now.
He looks back and then he looks at you and he says, What are you talking about? We just got to this place.
Okay. I say, oh yeah, sorry, I was just must have had my head in the clouds. You go on into the spa and we'll catch up with you later.
Oh, alrighty, I'll see you guys later. And he trundles off to the spa.
I look at the rest of my party and just don't say anything, seeing if they return my glance, my look.
Raise eyebrows.
Do what?
Mm-hmm.
You say raise eyebrows?
Yes.
And I look at Zoe to see the expression on her face.
I don't know. I think I fell asleep. Sorry.
Zoe's blink. I'm like, man, we better get to that spa sooner than later. Or we not? Oh no, we better get your head fixed sooner than later. Let's go ahead on into this into the barber, and hopefully she can work some magic.
Actually, Zoe's head's fixed already.
That's what I thought, but I don't know.
Yeah, but when you guys parked your car, you're pretty sure it wasn't fixed, but I guess you were
just
wrong.
Fixed now.
It's just
so
fixed.
what happened is we went into the barber shop. Raxlor says this. He says, it seems like there's some sort of a mind games going on here, but I seem to remember Zoe's head was not fixed when we got here, and Jibs doesn't seem to remember going in the barber shop, so I think we already went in the barber shop. I checked my hands and my palms where they were scarred to see if the scars are still there.
I mean, the scars are still there, but you guys left, you got here with full hit points, so there's not any visible damage change to you.
Yeah.
The only thing is Zoe's head.
Yeah, but Zoe's head's better. So I say, well, since the head is fixed, I guess we have no need to go see the barber. But I feel like we might have already done so. Quite interesting. All right. Nevertheless, let's move on to our next stop then, since our goal was achieved at this one. I reach into my bag as we're walking away, and I pull out a couple of gold pieces, and I toss them towards the barber door as a tip.
They land on the ground, and a woman comes out, a well-kept, cheerful Kalashite woman, and she goes, "Well, hello there. Would you here for some services? I noticed you dropped some gold on the ground." And she picks it up and she goes, "Are you here for a haircut or a grooming?"
I say, "Oh, no, thanks. I didn't drop that money. I think I saw some creature drop it and then walk away and mumbling something about not needing it. So I think you could just go ahead and take that and count it as a tip."
She says, "Oh, no, I wouldn't want to take money that's not offered to me, not in a place like such as this. I'll just put it back on the ground where I found it." And she sets the gold pieces back on the ground. And she's wiping her hands with a cloth, and she says, there's no blood or anything. She's just like, busy work like you'd expect a barber to be or something. And she goes, "Okay, well, if you ever need my services, you know where I am." And then she winks at you, and then she goes back inside.
Raxlor picks up his coins. They're his coins, so he doesn't have the same problem that she did, but I'll recollect them. And I want to check to see if we have any missing soul coins.
Okay. You check. Oh, who's holding the extra coins and is going to get disadvantage on checks?
Oh, right. We needed to do that.
Mhm.
I mean, technically we didn't, but we probably do need to. What's the penalty? It's just disadvantage on everything.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna double check, but yeah, it's basically disadvantage.
And there's no limit past that.
Nope. It's just if you have more than your limit, then you have that restriction.
Okay, yeah, double check what that is, and then we'll decide. I was gonna just give them all to Shora and make her be super tired carrying him around. Be like, come on, get on with
You
it.
could. I mean, she's gonna be disadvantaged, but you could.
We'll see what it is.
We could put all the soul coins on shore and then carry Shora.
Apparently.
I mean, I'd rather have her be disadvantaged than us, but as long as it's not like, soul-wrenching death.
Yeah, it's
So
disadvantage
please
on
let me
attacks.
carry
Yep.
all of them.
It's disadvantage on attacks and what?
Attacks, abilities, and saving throws.
Okay, so basically any d20 roll, you would have disadvantage. But it's just disadvantage up to no limit of you can carry however
Yeah,
many.
so you could dump them all on one person. There's no reason for everyone to be disadvantaged.
I take our bag of 7 remaining soul coins. This is before we go into the carnival, since we determined that, so no one in the carnival is seeing me pass her 7 soul coins.
Yeah.
And I have a heart-to-heart conversation with her, and I say, you've been such a great help to us, and you know that I'll never let anything bad happen to you. So much do I trust you that I'm going to give you responsibility over all of our remaining hoard of soul coins. No one will ever suspect that you're the one carrying these. So can I trust you to hold on to these? And it might be a little bit heavy on your soul, but I know you've got a kind heart, and you'll be able to carry them with a stiff back and a smile on your face.
She says yes, but please don't make her hold them for too long. It makes her feel really uncomfortable.
I say, don't worry, we'll shift the burden among us. But I think for now, it's best if all of us are at our peak game and while we're in this questionable place. But don't worry, we'll take turns later.
So what I have written down is that Raxlor has 1 soul coin, Scree has 2, Zoe has 3, and then you had 4 in the vehicle.
We had 4 in each vehicle.
Oh, you're right. So you had 8, and then you spent
and we
1.
consumed 1.
Got
Right.
it. All right. So then
So,
she said she has
yep.
7. Yeah, you have a lot. Jeez, that's
Yeah.
okay. You'll find stuff to spend it on.
So she has all of them,
Yep.
and she has them. I have her. She's got it in the prison pocket.
Are they all rolled up and round in a paper tube, or?
They're the size of a hockey puck, so 7 of those.
Oh God!
Hey, James, come here.
If we had James.
Yeah.
We finally
Oh,
saved
you
James.
mean Pringles can size?
It's our major quest is to save Big E. We save him, and then we're like, okay, now we're gonna sell his soul for a soul coin.
For 1 soul coin after
now
all
that
that.
we got him.
She accepts the soul coins, and she looks really depressed after she's holding them. Like, she's just kind of like looking down. She's like kind of itching her neck. Just looks really uncomfortable.
She'll be all right.
Yeah.
So
She's fine.
So we continue onward into the Emporium. I don't remember if we said we were. Oh yeah, I checked our soul coins. We're not missing any, right?
Nope.
Shit. Okay, we need to ask. I'm gonna make a note because we need to ask someone. Apparently, there's mind wiping shit going on here, and I don't want to pay for something unknowingly and then go to leave, and turns out that. Oh yeah, we actually racked up a bunch of debt that we agreed to at the time and then forgot about. So we need to find out if there's a way for us to check our current debt before we leave. But we'll talk to him about that. Way to check current debt. And we'll go to the... we finished at the barber, so let's go to the Infernal Rapture.
Awesome. Okay, you arrive there, and when you enter... a female succubus greets you and says, "Come in, welcome to the infernal rapture. Mahadi will be with you shortly. I am Elizabeth, and I will be assisting you here." And then Mahadi enters and flourish. What you guys need?
Who asked us? What do we need?
Mahadi. He's there now.
Oh, I say. Oh, are you running this place or?
He says, I see to every patron of Infernal Rapture personally, but Elizabeth will certainly help you as well. I mean, I'm not going to be, doing everything, but I want to make sure that I am very hands-on for your entire experience. We have a couple of major services here at Infernal Rapture. The first is dining services, and the second is spa services. Now, dining or a spa are in general going to cost a soul coin each, but I guarantee you that each service is entirely worth it. And I can give you more information upon request.
What's the difference between a dining and a spa service?
Other
than their physical differences of obviously being different.
Oh God, I'm not abstracting this. I'm just giving you the answer. The spa services is going to be your long rest, and then dining services gives you a buff equivalent to Hero's Feast.
Okay, so the dining is kind of the thing where it's like an extra. The spa is like what we would need to rest.
Yes. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, light spa services, including body, foot, and hand treatments, massage therapy, skincare, general grooming, and bathing, are included with dining at no expense. So if you purchase a meal, you also get standard service at the spa. If you want specialty services, such as dream therapy or whole body restoration, or anything else, both wholesome and degenerate, for an additional soul coin. And I highly recommend those as well, and I can certainly provide more information. And anything that you're requesting, we can provide for some sort of money.
Okay, and basic spa services are
included with dining, yes.
Is there a basic spa service for a discount if we don't dine?
I think you're going to have to pay a soul coin to do your long rest.
And then I ask, is it a soul coin per individual or per part? Is it per room?
Per person.
I say, oh, okay. Well, I don't think we'll be needing the services at the moment, but we do actually have a special reason we're here. I'm not paying 4 fucking soul coins. I'll kill my character and make a new one at that point.
You just gave Shora 7.
I'll just never use my hit dice.
For a long rest. Yeah, I'll just never use my hit dice. We'll just take a bunch of short rests.
You gave her 7 coins, and she's begging you not to. There's other stuff you can spend it on.
That's over half our soul coins. That's 4 days of travel.
It's also
three characters.
Yes. Well, for half your soul coins, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 13 soul coins. Oh yeah, it is over half your soul coins. It's 1 over half your soul. No, it isn't. No, that's how many Shora has. You have 13 soul coins. So if you each spent 1 here, she would still have 3, which is higher than her con. So she is still oppressed. So you would get a long rest, half of your hit dice back, all of your long rest stuff, and Hero's Feast is like a badass buff. So I'm just going to tell you what it does. Heroes Feast. You're cured of all diseases and poisons. You're immune to poison, being frightened, and all of your wisdom saving throws are made with advantage. and it lasts for 24 hours. Also, your maximum hit points increases by 2d10. So for 24 hours, you're immune to poison, immune to frighten, all wisdom saving throws are made with advantage, you're cured of all disease and poisons, and you get up to 20 bonus HP, and it lasts for 24 hours.
Okay, but it's not just the rest. It's we're paying for heroes fees is what it is. Which that's a pretty decent price considering heroes fees normally costs
it's
1,000 gold.
Yeah, it's a 6th level conjuration.
It's 6th level. It costs 1,000 gold, and it can feed up to 12 creatures. So that's a little less than 100 gold each, but it's also 6th level and costs 1,000 gold. It's like an experience potion and EverQuest, a group XP pot. You have to have the full group in order to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you're right. You have to, for the Spell Heroes Feast, you have to actually have a bowl worth, a gem-encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 gold, which is consumed. So that's basically 1,000 gold per soul coin, since you literally need to find a way to spend them. Not bad.
Heroes Feast works on 12 creatures, though. So it's 80 gold per person.
Oh, you're right.
If you have 12 creatures that you're feeding, but if you're only feeding 3, then it's divided by 3.
Yeah, you're right. It'd still be a good deal for you guys, though.
We'll still consider that, but we're completely full spell slots and HP. A long rest is going to give us some hit dice that we haven't even spent, and like 2 class abilities that I don't even think I think I'm the only one who even has a long rest ability. I'm just gonna look and see if we can get some Leomund's Hut scrolls from 5chan. We've still got that one if we need one in emergency, but if there's no way to safely rest here without spending, I mean, unless you guys want to, I'm not gonna spend a soul coin on long resting myself. Do either of you need to long rest? Zach still has all of his hit dice. How are you doing on hit dice of 3?
Okay, let me see real quick. I'm pretty sure I only have like 3 hit dice.
And your spells, but we all regain our spells, so.
And I really want to, because it's also an experience, mind you. It's not just about the buffs.
The food tastes
good.
It's
also cool.
I was looking forward to it, but that's a bit of too much of a hefty price for me. I'll just tough it out.
We're hoarding soul coins. Come on now.
I'll hoard all the soul coins.
I'm gonna let you know up front that Shora is not gonna carry soul coins for very long. So if you leave here and she's still carrying soul coins, let's see, what is her con is +1. So I would not expect to leave here with her having more than 1 soul coin. So right now you have 6 soul coins that are literally burning a hole in your pocket.
So I want to
I also want to kind of find out what happens when she has to carry more than 1 soul coin.
Well, she already is. She already is. And so basically when you guys leave, she's going to tell you she can't take it. It's weighing on her soul too much. And so anyone who wants to hoard soul coins is going to have to also accept disadvantage on everything. And then you can choose on how you want to balance that.
I'll do it. I'm not wasting soul coins on that crap.
Yeah, if it's stuff that we don't need or really want.
I mean, the Heroes Feast is cool, but it's 24 hours, and it's like, unless we're going straight to somewhere where we're going to need those benefits, that's just a huge waste.
Yeah. Okay, so Mahadi is just going to tell you, because he hears how you guys are being so nutsack about the soul coins, that which place is it? That there's actually a soul coin exchange here, and that you can exchange a soul coin for 100 gold or 100 gold for a soul coin, so...
Really? 100 gold for a soul coin?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
How much gold does everyone have?
Let me see. Oh my god, I have like 595 gold.
So actually, the soul coins are a liability, but gold isn't. So, I mean, you have several hundred gold, so...
I scoff at him.
I have 2,200 gold.
I scoff at him. Wait, is that... Did you guys ever figure that out? Was that part of the dragon stash?
Oh, crap. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ignore me.
I guess we can deal with that later. It's not like we're going to be exchanging that for soul coins. It'd be the opposite. I say,
You guys have actually collected a lot of money, and I know that you raided the Van Thamper's treasury, and that was separate from the dragon loot. So I'm gonna say, if that's what you have written down as 2,000 gold, that sounds appropriate. So you have that, and she has 500. So you could literally buy 25 soul coins in a snap if you needed to.
I have 2,200 gold coins.
22.
But yeah.
Yeah, so 22 soul coins. So now you've reached a place where you can freely buy and sell soul coins. So even though they're not like free, but since you guys have a lot of money, you still need to manage it. But now there's not much of a benefit to carrying around oppressive soul coins. If you're evil, it doesn't matter. But as long as you're good, you're gonna get disadvantages.
I scoff at him and I say, "Ha! Figures. Since I've arrived here, everyone's told me that gold is worthless here, and now I find out it's 100 gold for a soul coin, which is the most valuable currency in the realms. Typical. Alright, well, yeah, thanks for that information. I'll definitely be doing business there then."
Sure,
I was under the impression gold was valueless here.
In many to devils, yes, but this is a place of business, and actually, my wandering emporium traverses the material plane as well. So we trade in both soul coins and gold, depending on the services. And Fetala at the Amnitzu at From Here to Avernus is happy to provide soul coin exchange in addition to transfer of information and items across the planes if you need to ship anything anywhere. So if you need to ship soul coins somewhere, you could do that. If you need to ship your items somewhere, you could do that. You could communicate with someone. All of those services are offered at From Here to Avernus. So how many of you will be joining us for the dining experience?
Me! I guess all of us.
What? Okay, whatever. I'll do whatever the group does.
I mean, we just been told that the soul coins that were like the most valuable thing in the world that we've been hoarding are basically just common currencies. So yeah, I mean, we've got plenty of money.
Woo woo! We get to eat. We get to eat. I get to eat turkey. Turkey is my favorite food.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I do whatever the group's doing.
What's an analogy for that? There's a game I'm thinking of where there's some really rare items and you're really careful and you hoard it, but then you get to a point in the game where you could just get so many. And
Final Fantasy?
Probably Final Fantasy. I can't think of a specific example though. I
guess really probably every RPG.
Yeah, a lot of games, it's like you're hoarding them, you get to the end of the game, you have all of them that you've collected, you try and spend all of them, and then you have just an excess, and you're like, oh, I should have been spending these the whole time.
Yeah, so it could be like it could be like elixirs. They refill they refill your health and magic, but they're really rare, and you find like one in a dungeon here or there, so you're saving them until you're higher level. But then you get to a high level town, and they sell elixirs, so they're still worth something, but now you don't feel bad about using them because you can get more.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm totally happy with that revelation, but I mean, we've needed to save. The most recent ones we just recently got a whole bunch that we took off that. Did that lady ever give us soul coins?
Yeah, she gave you 10.
That's right. We killed her, we defeated her, and she gave us the 10 that she had. I was thinking 30, but that was because she was lying. So yeah, that was the last time we had a chance to gain any. Until then, we were running low. So, I mean, it's not like it cost us anything. We needed to hoard them in order to get where we are right now. So now we know where this place is, and as long as we keep enough to return to the Emporium. Oh yeah, we need to ask him later. I say, oh yes, we're gonna. Well, we can ask him later. Should I ask him now? I just want to know how to get back here after we leave.
Get back to
If it's not a quick answer, we can ask him later when we're talking to him. But if he knows the answer and it's an easy answer, he can give it to me now.
I don't. Yes, he can make it easy for you to get back here. I can't remember if he wants to. I can't remember what will make him do that.
Okay, we'll talk about it later then. I just remember hearing something like this is like back at Mad Maggie's. Someone said those who have been to the Emporium can usually find their way back there, but you have to have been there once first.
Yeah, I think he just gives it to anyone. So I'm going to tell you, but I'll double check it later and retcon if I need to.
Yeah.
But he'll give you a magic coin that when you throw it on the ground, it'll always roll in the direction of the Wandering Emporium. So if you ever need to, he welcomes you back and he gives you one of those coins and says you can use that to find your way back anytime that you want.
Okay. So yeah, he can either do that now and give it to us, or
Yeah, sure. He gives it to you. Unless I really need to retcon it, I'm pretty sure he gives it to you, and now you can find, because that's kind of the point. This is a hub.
Yeah.
You can come back and exchange soul coins anytime. You can bank your items anytime. You can long rest and heal anytime. So basically, anytime that you want to long rest, then you just find, unless you find another way, then you travel to the Wandering Emporium.
This is the keep on whatever from the keep on the Borderlands.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, a lot less than that, but yeah. Because you're like halfway through the mission.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were able to freely exchange. So as long as we keep enough coins to get back here, and to where we're going, we'll be fine. So I think 1 on everyone, including Shore, is fine. So we consume 3 soul coins from our stash. Does Shore want a long rest? I ask her. I say, do you wanna? I say you don't need the food, right? I'll sneak some out in my cheeks and I'll let you try it.
She says, "Oh, well, that hero's feast sounded really good, but I guess." And she looks really depressed because remember, she's actually carrying a lot of soul coins too.
She'll be fine. I think she's just exaggerating because she's magically depressed. I think if she wasn't carrying the soul coins, she would understand that she's not as important as player characters. But it's only 100 gold. Do you guys think we should let Shora rest?
Let her. You have no empathy, right?
No, but I had a joke and I don't remember now. I am really struggling to stay awake.
Oh, sorry. We can.
We'll probably. I mean, yeah.
Well, we can wrap up and we can do the Infernal Rapture next time.
But I don't want to cut it short on everyone.
Well, it's 11 o'clock.
It's not cutting short. It's kind of late already.
We've covered a lot of important stuff and gotten a lot. I mean, we might not have gotten all the stuff you were planning on done, but we've made progress. We're at the next location now and making progress through it. So
ask him who the concert is.
I say, before you leave, we're gonna go enjoy the thing, but we've all been super anxious. Who is that person who's gonna be having the concert?
He says, "Oh, I'm not very familiar, but I believe he goes by the name Moz. He's some sort of a demon or devil, I believe. Some kind of a fiend. He's a singer. I haven't heard him, but everyone's talking about him." And now you recall the signs that say Moz, and they're like banners hanging around, like promoting a concert.
Oh, in the place.
Yeah. Now you understand what those are. It's like, that's the concert.
How do you spell it?
M-O-Z.
That's what I thought. What kind of fiend is he?
I believe he's a God, what do you call it? One of those flying the flying like blacky inky kind of oh god. He kind of looks like a vulture. I can't remember what it's called. Make an intelligence check.
Oh god, no, I already know.
I don't.
But does your character?
Oh, of rock. That's what it was, of rock.
It's I don't remember his name because it's from some old band I don't care about. Morrissey. I say, of rock singer? Really? I've never heard of that before. Sounds like an interesting concert. I'm so excited to go see that concert. Maybe we'll even recognize him. And should we detract the coins now, or do we? I guess we're gonna wait and do that later because that's gonna be a whole thing.
Okay, sorry. Well, Lily walked in real quick. Yeah, let's not spend the coins. Oh yeah. So Morrissey's the singer. You guys want to recruit him to your party? You want to recruit him to your party, right?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
We miss him. He saved us. I thought he was dead. I thought he was out of the picture. We're gonna thank him. We're gonna be so grateful.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get to. Yeah, that's right. After he saved you, you haven't seen him again since then. So that's what he's doing. And just let me tell you, I'll let you experience it when we actually do this. So we're gonna wrap up the session now. We're just gonna pause it here with Mahadi, and then next time there's no encounters. You can just go to whatever locations you want to do. After you sleep for the night, then the next day will be the concert. Okay. So you know how sometimes, in fact, old D&D a lot, they have like poems and songs and stuff like that. So what I did is I took an old Morrissey song because Morrissey is a militant vegan. He is vegetarian, and anyone who eats any animal flesh, he wishes them death. And he is very open about that. He bans all meat items at his venues when he plays in a concert. He will literally cancel a venue if they do not ban all meat. And there's signs hanging up all over the venue saying no meat, no meat, no meat. And I guess you're not allowed to bring it from home. They'll kick your ass out. And they have PETA standing inside the door, and they jump on you when you come in and start giving you pamphlets and trying to get you to take your picture and telling you how horrible animal farming is and factory farming and shit like that.
I want to walk in with a gigantic fucking turkey leg hanging out of my mouth.
Then security would just arrest you kick you out. Because 100%, that's what he does. He has a standing order, and he says if he sees or smells or witnesses or experiences or hears about any meat whatsoever, he will walk off the stage.
Chicken nugget gun.
He walks off the stage. He's done it before. He will walk, if 10 minutes into the concert, he'll walk off the stage. He was at some big festival back before he had that standing rule, and he was on stage, and he goes, I smell some burning flesh somewhere. He's talking about barbecue, and he goes, I certainly hope it's human flesh that I smell burning. I hope someone's dying in a fire and not barbecuing animal flesh. One of their very early albums, like the one that has all the hits, that's a chart topper, it's called Meat is Murder. There's a song on it called Meat is Murder, and it's a cool song, but I don't really like to listen to it because it begins and ends with the sound of animals being slaughtered in a slaughterhouse, and the lyrics are the most gory and dark you can imagine, and he's literally screaming, yeah, that fucking hamburger you're eating, it's murder, you're all a bunch of fucking murderers. And then it was the 80s, so he is like the stereotypical like vegetarian that does not let anyone, like, never shuts the fuck up about it. So Morrissey is now like that about humans. So I rewrote the lyrics to Meat is Murder, so it's singing about how killing humans is wrong. He is the equivalent of a demon vegetarian. And I'm not gonna sing it, but I am going to read you I'm just pretend like it's a poem. I'm going to read it to you as part of the concert experience, which I typed that up as well. And you'll be sitting there struggling to figure out what words I changed in the song, and it's really awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that. So you'll get this awesome song. The amazing parallel, because not only is he all depressed and philosophical, but he's now decided, like, he spent time thinking, and now he realizes, you know what he wants to do? He wants to shame every demon and devil about slaughtering humanoids. And so he's going to be happy to join you guys, and also everyone else wants him to leave because he's pissing off all the devils and demons because he's shaming them all. Ugh! Oh, what is that, a human arm you're eating? That's disgusting. How did you do that to humans?
Oh god, I have a human head and arm in my bag.
Yes. So that's not in the book. I added that, obviously, Morrissey. So that's kind of like the anchor feature here that gives you guys a reason to stay for the night. But there's other stuff to do too. But we will do that next time. So I know you guys were looking forward to that. I was thinking about growing your gang. Remember I said every location you go, I want to try to give you guys an opportunity to add people potentially. If you ally them. And then I realized, oh my god, this is the perfect time for the return of Morrissey. He's doing a concert, and you guys could totally recruit him, and you could have him flying around above your war machines while you're traveling Avernus.
Yeah, it doesn't even take up a slot.
Yeah, him and Dareth can just have air support. Like, you guys have like a legit mini army now.
I hope you have a week to write and compose a song to go along with those lyrics.
No, but I thought about it. I'm like, I could play these chords, and I could, but no, I'm just gonna halfway sing it like I would a D&D poem. You know, like the Elf Song Tavern or something. I'll just, because old D&D used to have all kinds of poems and rhymes and shit, and a lot of times it was like clues, but sometimes it was just for flavor. So
a lot of times they're clues.
That's what we'll do next time. And each of the locations I mentioned is another thing to do. And there's some that you guys haven't found yet. There's other ways to spend your soul coins. And also, this is a good place to ask around. So all you've really done so far is talk to Mahadi, but you could definitely ask for information for things you're looking for. One of the things you were trying to find locations of potential like pit fiends and stuff you could kill. So you could maybe ask about that. Mahadi did say that Fire Snake Forge, that those guys, he rescued them from Bell's Forge, so they might know something about Bell. Anyway.
Oh.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna do that next week. We'll do our follow up and see where that goes. And this is what I like about playing a couple sessions, because that way, if we, that we can kind of feel like we finish a thing. You guys can. We'll play until you guys finish the Wandering Emporium and you're heading back to Red Ruth, or whatever else that you do next.
Yeah, I think at least 2 sessions in a row is good, because we get back into it, remember where we're at, what we're doing. The next week we follow up to that, and then we can use that week to wrap up, and then do the other game and repeat back and forth. It's kind of like doing 1-in-1, except 1-in-1 is too bouncy. So
yeah.
Which game is it today?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like to go and finish up a thing so that we're not in the middle of a conversation when we stop. Oh, yeah. And by the way, final thing is Mahadi. He sees you guys light up about the concert, and he goes, "Oh, well, if you're interested in entertainment, we have that here too, of course. In fact, this is not a feature we have all the time, but the Witchlight Carnival is in town, and so you should certainly check that out as well. It's a mind-bending Fey carnival that you guys might find very interesting, and also it's the location of Zach's side quest. So basically, as quickly as you guys want, you can dive into Zach's side quest and turn him into a fairy.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah.
So if you wanted to, you could go straight there and just jump right into it. In fact, that's the only stuff that I haven't worked out yet, so I'm glad that you didn't somehow figure that out and go immediately there, because although I have a book, The Witchlight Carnival, I haven't made all my notes yet. That's what I was doing at 8 o'clock, and then I'm like, yeah, they're not going to get that far. If they do, I'm just going to start winging it.
I would say that's the next place we could go. Not next session, obviously, but the next major quest, because we got a lot of other major quests. Mine sounds like it's going to be kind of a pain in the ass and a lot of sessions to do. It's kind of going to be a major quest.
It's not as bad as you think, but it's not yet.
Yeah.
Not
Guys,
yet.
I'm going to take off. I'm sorry.
No, we're good. I think we're done.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right,
Yeah.
Good night. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm going to end the session.